Hey, thanks for clicking on the video. This is going to be a new episode of Reforge Gaming News covering all the information that you might need for Lost Ark. We will also be taking a look at the director's trailer, and that director did a live stream with a lot of good information. We're going to be checking all that out. If you're looking at jumping into Lost Ark, this will be a very helpful stream in establishing the various options that you have with the Founders Packs as far as when it goes live, all the different classes, who you might want to play as, who you might want to avoid. If you found this live stream to be helpful, be sure to hit subscribe and the bell button. That way you don't miss these live streams Monday through Friday. We go live in the morning. We do the talk show. Typically, if gameplay happens, it happens in the afternoon. We just recently played through Sifu and checked it out. I gave my thoughts at the end of it. I don't give it a very strong recommendation. It's got elements that I would like to see changed and updated. We also took a look at the Ghostwire Tokyo gameplay. We cover Elden Ring. Recently, we covered the news about Sony getting into 10 live service games. So if you like variety gaming content, make sure you are subscribed to this channel and make sure you have your bell button set to all. There's also links below in the description, all the various ways that you can support the channel beyond just hitting subscribe and the like. If you want to support our the t-shirt company we work with, 80s Tees, the displays back there, order some coffee, or become a paying member, all of those links are provided below. And we are newly working with Gunner Optics. If you want to use the Gunner link below, that does support me, and they've got great, very affordable blue light blocking glasses as well as sunglasses. There is no discount on that link because the frames are so reasonably priced. So those are all the ways you can support. And then best of all, I mean, the best way to support is just make sure you're here every day when we're streaming and covering all the different topics. We will be getting into Lost Ark gameplay later today when everything goes live. We also have just launched our new project as a video game archive. It will be getting hit with videos today as well. If you're looking for overviews of the classes in Lost Ark, or you like a channel that's going to be giving you the various sort of, quick looks at games, first looks at games, you're going to want to check out Reforge First Look. Today, it's going to get hit with a bunch of videos that I made going into Lost Ark early. We do thank the devs for that. We got to go into the game early and check out all the various classes. There's sort of a testing environment. And I walk through their various moves, kind of what it feels like, what it looks like. Because sometimes when you watch the trailers, you can watch somebody blast through enemies, and it's not necessarily as hands-on. It might make it might make the character look cooler than they are, or it might make them look a lot easier than they are. Some of the characters are pretty challenging to use their various abilities, especially two of the different classes that you can be when you pick a gunner. So be sure to check that out as well. All those videos will be going live today on February the 8th at like 11 a.m. Eastern. All of the embargoes drop at 11 a.m. Eastern. Right now, it's 9 in the morning Eastern. So we're going to be going over all the various things that you might need to know if you're wanting to jump in to the game. And I'm muted in Discord. There we go. Sorry about that, Discord, if you're trying to listen to the show. A little bit of an intro there. I will be picking the Gunner Artillerist. I don't know where you guys are going to land on the various classes that you can pick. It's really, really hard to pick, to be quite honest. I almost switched to I usually don't pick a class like the Berserker, and I almost was tempted to pick the Berserker after all of the footage that we saw. And so the various things you can pick in the game, it's got a lot of replay value, like wanting to go back and try a completely different class and a completely different build. That is something that I've considered doing, after we get a fully decked out character and feel like we've gotten kind of our worth out of the game. So if you're just tuning in this morning, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Be sure to make sure you are on live chat. Be sure to make sure you have smashed the like button. All those morning rituals. Thank you so much for being here. Good morning, D-Tom. Sorceress and like a paladin. That's where you're gonna gravitate to. Yeah, the gunner is huge. It's hard to put the gunner into thumbnails if you pick the artillerist, because he's holding literally like a giant cannon that ends up not fitting in our thumbnail style. So I was having a hard time getting a good picture of the gunner. I might have to get some in-game shots of him today. Yo, what's good, feed? I see you in the chat. Good morning to you. Even if I'm not into this MMO games like Diablo or World of Warcraft, Lost Ark is appealing. I wish I had a strong PC to play this game for free. I thought it releases at 12 Eastern. It does release at 12 Eastern, but an hour before that, the embargo drops. So those of us that got early access were able to record a bunch of stuff. And so I went through and picked every single class and just combed over their abilities in the testing environment so that people could kind of get a quick hands-on look at the various classes, so that you could maybe pick who you want to play as. And that is going to be hitting our newly rebranded channel, Reforge First Look. So if you were subscribed to our Shorts channel, we don't think Shorts necessarily are worth the effort right now. Also, we don't necessarily have a great content flow to feed Shorts. We were having to do a lot of work to go and find like really good clips. Then we had to edit them, and then some of them did well and some of them did not do so well. I mean, we had a No Man's Sky one hit 58,000 views, but it just super inconsistent. So we have a channel that we think we could do something with, and it just doesn't make any sense to do Shorts over there. So if you want to make sure you are subscribed to First Look, we should probably give me 1 second here. Hang on a second. I'm gonna make a command for you guys. Let's see. What exactly are we doing with this channel's... Okay, cool. So I'm going to switch to here. And then I'm going to go here. Click here. Okay, hang on 1 second. Can someone help me? I'm interested in the game, but not sure how to pay. Okay, so if you want to play this game, you're going to have to go in and buy a Founders Pack. If you don't buy a Founders Pack, you have to wait until it's like available. Like, it'll be free to play at like noon this afternoon Eastern. And so once they do that, you will be able Reforge First Look. There we go. Publish. Confirm. Sorry, I'm just grabbing the custom URL. We didn't have it yet. Yeah, you can't do that. I wanted to do that before I made the command. All right, bam, grabbing this. I'm going to go adcom First Look. Our Reforge First Look channel is a great resource for video game first looks. There we go. YouTube.com/Reforge First Look. And it will be getting a bunch of videos today. It looks like warrior class, and that is the only one I'm seeing. So probably over the next couple of hours, he's going to be putting the rest of them in there. Okay, so the first one I'm seeing, Lost Ark Warrior First Look. Okay, so I'm assuming they're that's the channel that the indies will hit. Yes. Basically, we don't have enough space here to do like little offshoot gameplay. It just doesn't work. It's like I can't dive into like little teeny tiny indie games here. So generally what you're going to find on this channel on Reforge Gaming is big titles like Lost Ark, Elden Ring, Horizon Forbidden West, okay? So we're looking at big titles. But however, I like to play indies. I like to give you guys like quick looks at games. So we have repurposed the Shorts channel. You can see the remnant of the Shorts channel, but there it is. Reforge First Look, gameplay previews, a hands-on gaming archive. So this is going to be a great channel to sub to if you want to get really quick first looks at brand new games when they land. You guys are constantly putting indie titles in the Discord. This is also if somebody makes a request for a game, we're gonna ask if you do a video game request, if you're at that tier level of membership, that you request something new. We're not really interested necessarily in going back and playing games from 10 years ago that you think it'd be funny to watch me play. We're kind of reinventing that a little bit. And so this channel will be a great resource for you. It's going to get hit with a bunch of Lost Ark content today, as well as it's going to get a bunch of archived gameplay from when we were playing gameplay on the other channels. So little quick short looks at games, that's what that is there for. And we hope you guys enjoy that. It was a shorts channel, and it just wasn't working as a shorts channel, because I generally don't think I don't think shorts are necessarily what we're focused on anyway. And even if they become something that we're focused on, I think they can be kind of just not worth the effort currently. You know, YouTube's putting a lot into it, and they believe in it, and they think it's going to be great, but it's like we're putting all this work into the videos, and then they don't do anything for us. So we're repurposing that channel into something that we know that we like to do, and we know that's valuable on YouTube, which is nice first looks at games. So, just know that like that channel is not meant for live streams. It'll be like little 20 and 30 minutes, little 20 and 30 minute stuffs, like little looks and stuff. Now there was a director's trailer that we should probably take a look at. I think we should take a look at. That's got a lot of good information today for the release date. So let's take a look at that now, and just take a look at any of the information that we might glean from it. We'll go here, pause my music, and let's take a look at this. This is
Hello,
good information.
adventurers. My name is Kum Kan Sun. I'm the director of Lost Ark. Korean names are hard to pronounce, aren't they?
Not really.
So just call me Gold River. With the help of a wonderful voice actor.
I'm not kidding around. I have Korean friends. I don't find Korean names that difficult to say. I've insisted on learning the entire family's Korean names, and I call them by their Korean names. The little girl especially, she likes her Korean name. And so I think he has a cool name. I think he said, Kun Kan Sun? I don't like when people are like, well, don't call me by my Korean name, but he has a cool name. Golden, what do you say, Golden River?
Who can take Gold River. Korean names are hard to pronounce, aren't they? So just call me Gold River. With the help of a wonderful voice actor who will continue for me in English and this trailer, I'll show you some cool ways to enjoy Lost Ark, which is launching very soon. Say hello to our adventurers. Hello, nice to meet you, adventurers. Now, let us begin. First, let's take a look at the world of Lost Ark.
So I think first they outline kind of the story setting of the game, and we're going to be diving into the game this afternoon.
It all started with one. From the age when our world, Arcasia, was created, to the time when the moon turned red and the demons of Petrania broke the mandates. Everyone craved the one and only light of creation.
Yeah, this is still SNTR Malficus. We just changed everything under the banner and the parent company of Reforge. Now, as far as the narrators go, Derek, typically I've felt that whenever we watch anything that's like a JRPG, or if it comes from, you know, Korean or Japanese developers and they get an English-speaking narrator, they're always very, very sort of exaggerated, you know. I don't know why they gravitate towards that type of narration and voice actor. Even in the games themselves, JRPGs, typically they pick English-speaking voice actors that, like, they do that. Now, this narration is good that she's doing, I think.
The Ark.
The Infinity Stones.
The hour of prophecy has come. Order and chaos have begun to encroach upon each other. In places of history, established under the glorious sun, and in places that were kept under the silent darkness, a new dawn is coming. The stars align to guide you, to find the Ark, the light which never goes out.
I think she's the lady that, like, drops down and talks to you when you go to pick your class. She sounds familiar.
In this world called Arcasia, you will face many enemies, including the powerful demon legion of Kazaros. But there's no need to worry. I will introduce you to the cool heroes that will fight against them. Classes in Lost Ark have their own unique characteristics and combat mechanics. You can progress with unique skills and your own style.
That's the scrapper. That's a martial art, and that's an assassin.
Combat stances.
That's a gunner.
To deal
the
with
Deadeye.
various combat situations. Some classes can burst their specialty to transform and become more powerful.
Yeah, the Shadowhunter's an assassin.
There is a class that goes berserk.
The Berserker's a warrior.
There is a class that uses
This is my man
huge
right here,
mechanical
artillerist.
launchers and other hardened weapons to crush enemies.
I like to play as the artillerist.
Not only are there classes that deal damage, there are
Paladin's
also
a
classes
warrior.
that support and heal their allies.
So a bard is a mage. You can be a bard or a sorceress.
There's a sense of safety with a class on the front line protecting allies.
Gunlancer's a warrior. You would think gunner, but you'd be wrong. I'm in the way of the names they're putting up.
You can effectively evolve the unique skills of each class in various
war
ways
dancer.
to fit different
They're
combat
alternating where they show up.
situations using the
Forget it.
Tripod skill tree system. Styles of skills can be changed based on the situation, and even the controls can be changed. You can find the most optimal combinations of skills by customizing. Each class has 2 awakening skills.
Yeah, there's the sorceress. She's got some crazy AoE.
The ultimate skills.
Striker is the only
With these
male
awakening skills,
martial artist.
You can turn a battle's direction quickly. Once you've chosen your class, it's time to experience their progression through a set of challenges. In the Chaos Dungeon, which is one of the fundamentals of this game, you will battle waves of monsters to help you create your own fighting style. Feel free to brag about your magnificent skills against hordes of enemies. Once you've familiarized yourself with battles, try raids where you'll face off against lethal guardians. Their variety is an imposing threat. You will be able to greatly enhance your combat skills by facing these mighty guardians. Now that you've experienced battling powerful guardians, it's time for Abyssal Dungeons and Abyssal Raids, where working with allies becomes more crucial. Here, enemies will try to confuse and trick you with their gimmicks. Sometimes you'll need to rely on your skills, and sometimes you'll need to rely on your allies' support. Once you defeat them, you will be ready for the biggest battle in Lost Ark, the Legion Raid. There, you will face the 6 most powerful Legion leaders: Valten, Vikas, Kakul Satan, Belshazzar,
A clown.
Akan, and Theamine. Facing them will be very interesting, but also extremely challenging. If you're powerful enough, they await you in the Legion Raid.
Yeah, we shouldn't have any day one issues because the game's been out for so long, old soul.
Of course, there's more to Lost Ark than vertical progression or simply leveling up. This enormous world has much to offer. Somewhere, there is a Chaos Gate that only opens once a day.
The heck? I can't even see.
There's a secret map that lets you explore hidden dungeons. And a ghost ship that appears in the sea. With skills like foraging, fishing,
Yes.
hunting,
They're
logging,
hunting rabbits.
archaeology, mining, and crafting. You can live off the land and sell your crafted wares. You can also adorn your own land in Stronghold. Customize your Stronghold and invite friends. If you like PvP, make your way to the Proving Grounds. You can hone your combat skills there. Visiting certain regions and islands will enable you to enjoy various types of PvP battles. And once you start to get accustomed to these, you will find an opportunity for more challenging and massive battlegrounds. If the
Yeah, you can turn off other people's effects if you don't want it to look so crazy.
everyday routine isn't for you, try other activities, like a sailing co-op quest. Climb spires to face challenges in the tower. Explore random rooms and cubes. Fight powerful field bosses, and so on. A variety of content awaits. If you are ready, tackle these challenges one at a time.
So if you're just tuning in, let's see. We should probably do a poll. Lost Ark classes, where will you gravitate? How many options can I add? I can only do 4 options. So we're going to do warrior, we're going to do gunner, we're going to do mage, and we're going to do assassin. I'm going to leave out the martial artist. I think that's all, right? Is that all the classes? Lost Ark classes. That's all of them, right? There's 5. Yeah. We'll just leave out the martial artist, unfortunately. I don't know where. I guess I could put martial artist and the assassin in the same category, but that doesn't seem like the right choice. So we're just going to leave out the martial artist because I don't know. I feel like those are the 4 most popular: warrior, gunner, mage, assassin. Unfortunately, I can't put martial artist in there, so you'll just have to put martial artist in the chat if that's where you're going to gravitate.
Even with so many diverse activities to choose from, my personal favorite is the Island Token. In Lost Ark, you can sail and travel to around 100 islands. These islands have their own content and events that are completely different from the main storyline. Become a trusted consultant to the adorable Tukis.
I'll make you a deal. If we get enough votes on this poll in an hour, I'll do a new one and I'll drop off the loser and we'll add martial artists.
If you're brave enough, how about exploring a horror island? Or if you're feeling sneaky, you might want to head to Twilight Isle. Sometimes you will encounter a weird place filled with oddities. You can explore a maze, or join a snowball fight. Fight PvP battles in a field of reeds full of treasures. If you need money, you can deliver packages on the side. Challenge others with your fishing skills. Or turn into a chicken and rally other chickens.
What the heck?
These are just some of the fun side quests that await you on the islands. Once you've mastered them, you can acquire a valuable item called the Island Token. I hope you'll take the time to experience and enjoy these stories in Lost Ark. With so many collectibles, you can show off your collections and be the envy of your allies. Unravel the secrets in each continent and get your adventurer's tome to 100%. These pretty Makoko seeds are hidden on all the continents around the world. Keep an eye out.
Yeah, that's a good question, Tommy. This game has already been very successful in Korea and I believe also Russia, so they've already got it built out for plenty of content, plenty of things to do. It's not going to be a question of, is there a content loop? Is there an end game? Have they thought about scaling? This has all been figured out. So if you're tuning in for Lost Ark release date info, we will be jumping in early access in like an hour and a half. I think we can get in at 11 Eastern. I think, well, no, I'm sorry. 11 a.m. Eastern is when the embargo drops, and we have some videos hitting our newly launched channel, Reforge First Look, which will be a first look gameplay archive. You'll be able to get great gameplay over there of newer titles, smaller titles, indie titles, and sometimes when we think it's necessary, like a little quick overview of all the classes in Lost Ark. And so right now we're just watching the Lost Ark director's trailer because we feel like there's just good info, good flyover here for the launch day.
There's also a special adventure map that will lead you to secret spots in the sea to find more treasures. Have fun with these features and keep looking around to find the many hidden collectibles of Lost Ark. Good luck!
Was that it? Oh, here we go.
The story of Lost Ark begins like most. You guessed it right. The objective is to find the Ark. It's a common theme for RPGs. Exploring different continents and experiencing different episodes while searching for the Ark. But as your adventure continues, you will get to know the people of Arcasia and get involved in the massive lore. Eventually discovering your own destiny. What begins as a small story unfolds into a complex history. The battles become a war. And a huge story surrounding the secrets of Arcasia and the Ark will unfold before you. Please, join us in this journey of epic stories. Then, the secrets of Arcasia and the Ark will reveal themselves to you. This is sure to be fascinating.
Are there races as well? I don't think so. I mean, you can make yourself look like whatever you want, but there's not like established races where you're going to pick like, oh, I'm from such and such part of the world, or with set benefits and things. Not like that, no.
We can't talk about Lost Ark without our music. With so many different continents, villains, and content in Lost Ark, we needed music that represents each of them to bring these stories to life. Why don't we take a listen to some of them? From Jazz. Heavy metal.
That's debatable.
EDM.
I like how everybody runs up and does the
MIDI.
same thing. Yeah, we're going to Carta.
2 piano pieces.
We're going to be on North American Eastern Carta.
Chamber music.
A polar bear was just hanging out. He's digging it. It's like, play for me or I'll eat
Musical
you.
scores.
Oh, it's good to be in the army. That's what it made me think of.
Opera. hymns.
Blips? Yeah, it looks like we dropped some frames. It happened yesterday. It was only
And
295
even
frames. It shouldn't have been very
orchestral
big.
Various music from diverse genres will match your adventure perfectly and be a delight for your ears.
I mean, I like that they put a lot of, work into the music. It just, yeah.
That's quite a lot, isn't it? But this just scratches the surface. All the features I've mentioned are not enough to explain why you should play an MMORPG. The most important reason we play MMORPGs are the relationships and memories created in the game. Whether it's people you have traded an item with, built relationships with, cried, laughed, danced, cooperated, competed against, or just had a chat with.
Yes, there are raids.
MMORPG is a genre that values relationships and memories with those you might just pass by or create lasting bonds with in the game's universe. Lost Ark will cherish and treasure your relationships and memories. We will offer a variety of experiences, things you can show off, and a community. We hope you will build special relationships and memories in Lost Ark. Events are another draw for Arcasia. There are many seasonal festivals, islands, and cool items awaiting you in Arcasia.
Did you see the Gunner's giant
Diverse
super
events
soaker?
are also prepared for each season, which is another attractive feature of an MMORPG. So look forward to these.
I thought he was
I
going to say
won't say
loot
that
box.
Lost Ark is the greatest game ever. It would be unfair to compare us to a masterpiece MMORPG that you, or even I, went crazy about. Such as World of Warcraft or Diablo, the Bible of hack and slash. We know that compared to all these legendary works, we're a Makoko. But that means we're bringing our own unique charm. Makoko.
A makoko is a word used by the Korean Lost Ark community to refer to new players.
But that means we're bringing our own unique charm. So please, stay tuned. One thing's clear. Lost Ark will always be a better game today than it was yesterday. There is no doubt that this is a game that will continuously improve with you,
giant
our
bird.
adventurers.
Yeah, he called
If
Diablo
you
the
love
Bible of hack and slash.
MMORPGs, once loved MMORPGs but have fallen out of love, or if it's your first time playing an MMORPG, how about falling in love with Lost Ark? I am so happy and excited to greet you in Arcasia, the world that we've created. Thank you.
Rip Final Fantasy. I don't think he was like ignoring Final Fantasy. I think he picked two games that he knew were very popular in the West because it's coming, Lost Ark is coming to America, right? Or coming to the Western market. So I think he knows in the Western market, like Diablo and World of Warcraft are very popular. Not that Final Fantasy's not popular, but Final Fantasy has more Asian, more Asian roots than American. I don't know where that live stream is, Creature. There's apparently a live stream where the director answers a bunch of questions and talks about the game. Audio's cutting in and out. M rating, a mature rating for Forspoken. Where is the audio coming from, though? What is that? Why do I hear music coming from my... What's playing music on my gaming rig? Audio cut in and out for you two. You had to refresh.
Couldn't have put it better.
I can't figure out what's playing music on my gaming rig. Sounds like a title screen for something. Nothing is open. Reboot? You can check what's pushing audio from the volume mixer. Open volume. Sifu is open. What? How is Sifu open? Yeah, it says that Sifu is still open. There. I was like, what the frick? I was like, why is Sifu still open? I'm sorry you guys are having audio issues. I'm not having any issues on my end. Thankfully you guys can just refresh and fix it. I'm not really sure what the deal is. Or tab open. Yeah. Opening up the volume mixer is how I found it. Sifu does what it wants. Yeah, apparently, well, I couldn't beat Sifu, and I can't close it either, apparently. If you're just tuning in for Lost Ark release date information, we just watched the Lost Ark Director's trailer, and we want to hear from you. Take the poll at the top of the chat. Now, you might notice the martial artist is missing from our poll. I can only give you 4 options. After that poll has about an hour worth of results, I'll do a new one and I'll drop off the loser, and we'll do a new poll and we'll add in the martial artist. So right now the warrior is winning 36%, gunner at 19%, mage at 25%, and the assassin at 20%. So thank you guys so much for taking the poll at the top of the chat. If you've never been here before, hit subscribe and the bell button. That way you can talk in the chat and contribute to the conversation. We will be jumping into Lost Ark early access at noon Eastern. It's perfect for us because we usually switch to a second stream that time anyway. I am a Safe for Work broadcaster, so if you've never been here before, you can subscribe in confidence because we basically do a talk show like this Monday through Friday. People throw me on in the background like video game radio, and we greatly appreciate you being here today for the Lost Ark early release date. And the trailer makes it look so good. Didn't mention loot boxes or RNG. Am I wrong to think that's part of the game? We do not have the full scope of microtransactions in Lost Ark. Now, Lost Ark in the Korean market has a different approach. Has a very, very different approach to microtransactions than what most, Westerners would be comfortable with, because there is sort of like, I don't even know exactly what they do. I think they allow you to like pay to skip or pay to jump ahead, that kind of stuff, which some people would say is pay to win, because if there's PvP and you can like pay to go faster, that can be considered like an advantage. I've not looked into the microtransactions in the Korean market because, number one, I can't play the game over there and get a good picture of what it looks like because it wouldn't be in my language. Number two, they apparently are going to be westernizing the game quite a bit with respect to microtransactions, because they know there's just certain things that Americans especially will not purchase or support, because that we have a very, very different mindset about micro spending. So if you're worried about Lost Ark gameplay being sort of, sabotaged by people being able to pay to win or whatever, I can understand that. We don't have any information right now until we get in the game. Now, what Jay Westler was saying is that arena PvP gear is equalized, so that should solve that problem. I wasn't wrong to think it's still a bit confusing and up in the air. Generally, trailers don't outline microtransactions. I don't know if I've ever seen a trailer for a video game that like goes into like what their micro-spending store will look like. When are you going to play Sifu? I don't have any desire to go back to Sifu. I think Sifu has fundamental player feedback problems that makes it very unenjoyable to play. I think they ask perfection of the player and feed them like little teeny breadcrumb hints about the attacks that are coming, and I didn't like it at all. I just got done beating one of the hardest bosses in melee-based combat. I beat the final boss in Sekiro, and I think Sifu is I don't think Sifu is a very good game personally. So there are patch notes for what? Lost Ark? Like what? Like check out the release patch notes, new section of the Lost Ark website. Okay, we can check that out, read that together. I think if Sifu made a couple of changes, if they made a couple of changes to how things are communicated to the player, I think it would be a significantly better game. I explained it at the end of my stream yesterday. Both the fact that they don't do a good job of communicating the difference between a normal block and a parry. They don't do a good job of communicating. There's 3 dodges you can do. There's an L1 high dodge, L1 low, and then there's R2. And it's extremely difficult to tell when you're supposed to use one of those 3 dodges. So... Oh, it's only on purple? Well, I'm new to your channel from Japan. I subscribe to your channel because very interested in game. What's available in Japan too? I vote Gunner. I don't think it's I don't know if it's available in Japan. I don't think it is. It's available in Korea, Russia, and now coming to America, like the Western market that is. So Lost Ark or continue ESO where I'm at. Yeah, I'll try out Sifu when it comes to Game Pass. I'm telling you, if Sifu made a couple of changes to player feedback, it would be a significantly better game. It's extremely hard to tell the difference between a block and a parry, which really frustrates damage cycles because you miss damage opportunities or you accidentally try to punch when you shouldn't. Oh, it is in Japan. Yeah, you should be able to play it in Japan. I wasn't sure. I thought it was Korea, just in Korea and Russia. Warriors leading the poll. Yeah, we'll do a new poll in about an hour. I like to see about 500 votes on the poll, so we're YouTube's been having trouble today, not surprising. You know, I don't know what they've been doing lately. It's been pretty irritating. They're supposed to be making streaming better, and all they're seemingly managing to do is making streaming frustrating by making it hard for the users to watch. I don't know what's been going on. Hopefully you guys don't have to refresh too much today. Seems like it's been happening more and more. I hope that's a sign that they're actually making changes, and that's it. So we got the launch release notes here today. Lost Ark release date has arrived, and they've got some info here on user experience. They said, thanks to player feedback on the new prologue experience during the closed beta, we've added an additional Welcome Challenge feature. The Welcome Challenge helps guide new players through a subset of optional missions. Initial missions will support and teach players game mechanics and increasing complexity as you move into later areas of the game. The Welcome Challenge will be visible after reaching Pride Home with a new character. So it seems like they are taking in feedback on the Lost Ark new player experience, not wanting you to feel like, you know, you're sort of lost or stuck or whatever. So yeah. Character and roster updates. Level cap increased to 60, up from 55 in the closed beta. Each level earned after 50 grants the player additional skill points. Roster level cap increased to 250, up from 100 in the closed beta. The roster was previously called Expedition Level. Hello from Korea, Anyang. Removed Summer and added the Sorceress subclass. Okay, so they removed the Summoner and they added the Sorcerer instead. So if you were hoping to be a Summoner, that's not going to be available launch on the launch version of the game. So there you go. I'm trying to put my camera just right to cover that bar. One more Lost Ark player, I sub and thumbs up. Well, welcome. If you are, if you're from Korea, I can say a handful of things. I'd have to remember now. I know Anyang because I have Korean friends. I'm trying to learn little sayings and things. Right now, I've just been practicing all of their Korean names. because they have like English names as well, and so I've been trying to practice their names. I'll try to learn some Korean phrases for all of the Korean viewers that might start tuning in for the Lost Ark streams. They've been editing these all morning. Okay. Dungeon and raid content has been updated here. 3 new continents added: Yorn, Phaeton, and Punica, respective field boss additions. So there's Chaos Dungeons, Yorn for stages, Yorn Earth stages 1 to 4, Phaeton Shadow stages 1 to 4, Punica Star stages 1 and 2, Punica Moon stages 1 to 3, and then Punica Sun stages 1 to 3 as well. That's the right greeting, Anya? Yeah. That's all I can say right now with regularity, other than their names. Let's see here. Yorn, Phaeton, and Punica Chaos Gates have been added. During the closed beta, content up to the Phantom Palace was available to players. For launch, we've also added the following Abyss dungeons: Ark of Arrogance, both the Lamenting Road and the Falling Proud Furnace. Gate of Paradise has Sea of Sloth, Silent Carcosa, Alaric's Sacred Ground, Oria's Well, which is Eye of Ira, and Aria's Well, as well as the Aria Preveza. Tier 1 and Tier 2 gear and content all have guaranteed upgrade rates, says Jay Westlow. Tier 3 will still have the ability to fail upgrades, but they made it less punishing. The game is already free to play friendly in Korea. Okay. For those of you that may actually be Korean or from Korea, my friends really like the one Korean soccer team, and the guy who always does this with their son is like a huge fan of him, and we found like a trading card of him. He was very excited. We got it to him for his birthday, so they're always doing this. Let's see here. The new Guardian raids added. So we've got, it looks like a Tier 3 Dark Legoros, a Helgaia Calventus, a Cades Frost Helgaia, Lava Chromanium, Lavanos. I don't know how to say any of these. Alverhastic, Heavy Armor Necrezia. I don't know how to say any of these. Egrexian, Night Fox Yoho, and Voganos. So it looks like they've got a ton of stuff that's going to be available. Like this sounds like all endgame stuff. Like this is all Tier 3 stuff. If you're just tuning in for Lost Ark, we will be diving into Lost Ark gameplay in about 2 hours. In about 1 hour, one of our channels will get a bunch of class overviews. If you're interested in the various classes and who you can pick, our Reforged First Look channel will be getting a bunch of overviews of the classes. It says here, we've introduced the Shadespire Tower floors 1 to 50 during closed beta. For launch, we've also added Fatespite floors 1 through 50. Either tower can be accessed via any major city. Additional cube instances have been added: the Elite Cube and the Dimension Cube. And we will be on North American Carda is the server we are going to be focusing on. If you're trying to play with this community, if you're wanting to get in our Discord, make sure you are a paying member. That is something that is available to you, like increased access in the Discord. Sung Hyun Min, is that how you say his name? Mean. Island and sea content. During closed beta, roughly 70 islands were accessible. We are introducing 3 more continents for launch: Yorn, Phaeton, and Punica, with 27 additional islands to discover and explore. In the Proxian zone, co-op quests added to Yorn Strait, Phaeton Strait, and Punica Strait. Sea gates have been added: Gate of Earth, Endurance, and Guidance, and then additional ghost ships added: the Phaeton ghost ship and the Punica ghost ship. Scheduled activities. Okay, so this I'm assuming this would be like things you can do daily or weekly. Players can check out 4 types of content through Proxian's Compass, or by accessing the calendar in the top left of the HUD for the full schedule. Activity times are based on the local time of the server's region. It's Min, like in Sun Hyung Min. Okay. If you drop out or leave the area while participating in these activities, the reward counter will not increment and you will have another chance to earn a reward. Field bosses, chaos gates, and ghost ships. Following the day of the week schedule, the field boss, chaos gate, and ghost ship activities will take place every hour between 10 and 5 on the next day. You can participate every hour, but you will not get any additional rewards once you've exhausted all opportunities to receive rewards. The limits are 1 reward per day for the field boss and the Chaos Gate activities. Opportunities to receive rewards will reset every morning at 10 a.m. UTC plus 0. So, 10 a.m. UTC in Eastern would be 5 a.m. in the morning Eastern time. So if you're like me and you're going to be playing on an Eastern server, when you get up every day, reset has already happened. Adventure Island. Following the schedule listed on the in-game calendar, the same Adventure Island will unlock 3 to 4 times a day. On weekends, a total of 2 groups of Adventure Islands will appear within the schedule. Example, Ghost Whisper Island, Lagoon Island, Snowpang Island, and Monty Island, Harmony Island, and Phantom Wing Island, and it says times 3. Adventure Island has 2 types of rewards. Permanent rewards, which is island tokens and skill runes, which are obtainable once per roster. Repeatable rewards, gold, silver, card packs, and pirate coins, which can be obtained once a day per roster. Some of this is, I don't even know what I'm reading because I haven't played the game yet. So if this is helpful to you, great. If you don't understand it, you're in good company. I don't know what the frick I'm reading on most of this stuff because we haven't played the game. So I don't know what any of this means. Stronghold Knowledge Vault has been added. With the Knowledge Vault, you can take progress that has already been experienced on one character and transfer it to a different character on the same account. You can use the Knowledge Vault by completing the following. Complete the Stronghold Quest first steps, progress a character to level 50, complete North Vern's main quest, Elian's Gift, complete the Nothing is Impossible for Sykin's quest offered by the Stronghold's Butler. When receiving knowledge transfer, you can only transfer knowledge for one continent at a time. Transfers go in order of the storyline, starting from the north. I feel like I'm reading stuff that doesn't matter because we don't have any way. I don't have any way of knowing what any of this means. Improvements in quality of life. They've improvements made to support player safety, updated the guild menu UI, polished and updated the store UI, added the ability for users to add an account, added the abilities for players to display themselves as AFK, integrated presets have been added, DirectX 11 support's been added as the default setting. A player can switch to DirectX 9 if they feel their performance is affected. Once in game, press escape to go down the game menu settings and switch it. Okay. New features, we are including 15 playable classes. To match the Sorcerer release in Korea, we are also including the Sorcerer Advanced class, replacing the closed beta option of the Summoner. The Striker class has also been introduced since the closed beta. The Striker is the male martial artist. Global chat has been added to allow players to communicate with others in other worlds of the same server region. Each chat room can hold a maximum of 100 players. Players can see the previous chat logs before they enter the room and chat messages that were sent when they logged. Korean voiceover has been added as a DLC pack on Steam. Please note this only affects spoken dialogue to allow players to experience the original voiceover of the game. Text options are restricted to English, French, German, or Spanish. For a full list of accessibility features added, visit this article. Text-to-speech, speech-to-text. This is all pretty basic garden variety stuff that they're adding and updating. Added room for growth. Okay, I don't care about any of that. Westernization. What the frick is going on with viewership? Like, is YouTube seriously crapping the bed on this day? Like, what is going on? We're just plummeting. And we just drop frames again. Come on, YouTube. Get it together. So frustrating. I'm gonna stop and restart. All right, I'm hopping on. I hopped off and hopped back on. Whatever ingest server we were on, maybe that'll fix it. I don't know. We can't have that happening today. YouTube's having a rough day. It's like we were like 320 viewers, and we've just been dropping ever since. It's like we peaked at like 300 something, and we've just been dropping ever since. Like, come on, YouTube, get the frick together. This is supposed to be your year for live streaming, and you've been crapping the bed ever since the new year. So frickin' frustrating. Biggest video platform servicing in the dadgum world, and we can't get live service streams to run stable. Westernization, free-to-play focused. As we expressed in previous release notes, Amazon and Smilegate RPG work together in the fine-tuning of contents. One example is view more boxes in raids and now obtainable with gold instead of crystal. Again, I don't know what any of that means. Moderation. Mechanisms and messaging have been put in place to support player safety, keeping Arkesia free from behavior that is against our code of conduct. Language filtering. Additional improvements have been made on our language filter after feedback was received in the closed beta. We will continue to watch this post-launch and make adjustments as needed. Currency exchange. Updated the currency exchange to make it more understandable on what's being exchanged and earned through auctions. Power Pass, Adventures Path. There are two ways a Power Pass will be provided to adventurers. They changed the Power Pass notes about 2 hours after they posted this originally and said the second way was by watching all the cutscenes in cinemas. Oh, wait, so you're going to advance the Power Pass by watching cutscenes? When a player completes the main quest from North Vern, a single Vern Power Pass token will be provided. After using the first, a second will be granted to players in the game mail. After 2 Power Passes are received, you will not be able to earn a third Power Pass this way. The Adventurer's Path can be started immediately after consuming the Power Pass on an alternate character. I can't stand reading stuff like this because it sounds like I don't understand what I'm reading. A Power Pass, an Adventurer Path, like, what is all this? Why does this come first than this? What's the difference? The Adventurer Path can be started immediately after consuming the Power Pass on an alternate character. It's like you can eat a pancake immediately after eating a pancake. I don't understand what you're saying to me. The feature compresses the level 10 to 50 segment for an alternative character through a story by Beatrice. It will guide you on the essentials of progression specific to your class, allowing you to relive the content quickly through the new character. Completing the Adventurer's Path quest chain will equip your character with the gear appropriate for Vern content. But what does that have to do with the Power Pass? Like, this makes sense, but you have to do it after consuming the Power Pass. Okay, there are 2 ways. When you complete the main quest, a single Power Pass token will be provided. After using it, a second will be granted to players via in-game mail. Well, then how do I keep getting them, though? It's for speeding up alt leveling. That's what I mean. I don't like what it says here. A second one will be granted via in-game mail, but when do I get them? The Power Pass is the item that compresses an alt's leveling, so you can power level a second character. So now, hang on though. You don't? But it says here a second Power Pass will be granted to players via in-game mail. So you only get 2 total. The first and the second. Is that it? That's all you get? I don't think they want to sell them. Originally, it said you could get a second item and after watching and not skipping cutscenes. Huh. Man, we are just absolutely hemorrhaging. I am so sorry if you guys are having to refresh. We are hemorrhaging viewers, and it's got to be YouTube. I've been streaming on this platform since the middle of 2020. and I have never seen viewership behave the way that it's behaved the last couple of weeks. We just hemorrhage, just 20 and 30 viewer drops because people are having to refresh. I swear to you, it's nothing I have any control over. If I had control over it, I would fix it. I wish I could fix it for you guys, but I can't. The store post-close beta, we collaborated with Smilegate RPG in fine-tuning products to accommodate the market for Western players. The full store will be open starting at early access, including Mari's Secret Store, set with its own schedule. Crystalline Aura will be available at launch, and this is an exclusive premium service in the West to Western users. This service allows adventurers to enjoy an array of convenience functions. These benefits will be differentiated from other countries and can be found in the shop. Additional functions will be added. None of this says anything. We'll have to look at it once it launches. Some products acquired with crystals and royal crystals that are purchasable in the store contain random rewards. The breakdown of the odds of receiving those rewards is published online on our odds page, available when Head Start access begins on February the 8th. The link can be accessed through the in-game store. Okay. It just keeps blipping for me now. I have no control over it. Like, I literally reset the stream. It seems like we're on a better ingest server. My bitrate seems really, really stable. I don't understand. Like, it's been doing this. We're not on ultra low latency. We're on low latency, which I've not changed any settings. I've not done anything. We just hemorrhage viewers on random days of the week now, and I don't know what to do. I don't even like streaming when it's like this. It's like, why should I sit here and stream if people can't freaking watch? I'm having no issues. Yeah, it's got to be regional or app-driven or something. I don't know. If you're having issues, maybe update whatever app you're using. I don't understand. It's so dadgum irritating. We put so much frickin' work into these shows, and I can't stream if people can't watch. So frustrating. A couple of refreshes fixed it for me. Yeah, well, 100 some people decided it wasn't worth it. It's so irritating. How are you supposed to grow? People are going to assume it's me. They're going to be like, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. %. Gunner is losing on the poll. Really? I am actually quite surprised to see that. Gunner is not winning on the poll. Warrior is winning at 35%, 24% for Mage, 21% for Assassin. So if in the next 20 minutes we'll do a new poll and we'll add martial artists, it looks like the Gunner is going to fall off the poll. 6 months from John Always Refresh. How about a resub instead? Thank you, man. I appreciate it for half a year of membership. Thank you so much. YouTube needs to get the streaming service updated. No gifted subs. No dedicated way to find streamers based on directory. I'm no purple fanboy, but YouTube needs to... Yeah, I don't know. And they had all those people just leave the company. Hopefully... That means, they'll get people in positions that'll make some moves and actually make some changes. They're like, we're going to do all this great stuff in 2022, and it's like, all right, well, it's February, and all you've managed to do is make streaming worse. Like, we're having more problems than we ever have. Is the game releasing on Steam today for Bronze Pack buyers? I am fairly certain that as long as you are a founder, you can play today early access at noon Eastern, right? So, I heard Lost Ark was pay to win. Is that true? I can't see the store. I cannot see the store. I've been told that the PvP arena gear is equalized. Apparently... So, yes, all Founders Packs. Okay. Any purchase you have access today. Okay. So, I don't know. The pay-to-win stuff is... It sounds like spook stories to me. There could be some genuine criticisms of the microtransactions in the Korean market. According to what I just read, they have made adjustments to the store for the Western market. So... if you're new and just tuning in for the Lost Ark release date, we will be diving into Lost Ark gameplay early access in about 2 hours, a little less than 2 hours. We also have some videos that'll be going live in about 45 minutes on our other channel, just class overview videos. So that will be also available to you if you're looking for that. And the way that it's been explained to me is in these notes. They have adjusted the store, and the full store will be available today. The full store will open early access, including Mari's Secret Store, and that'll have its own schedule. Now, we'll look at that today, and I'll try to get feedback from people who are experienced with the game. There are people in chat that have played this game before. They'll understand what some of the different things are, and we'll try to get a read. We'll try to get a read on whether or not the pay to win elements are there, whether or not they've been minimized, have they been changed or adjusted. Yes, this game is currently PC only. Now, it does feature full controller support, so they could certainly bring this game to console if they wanted to. I do think it's better to play mouse and keyboard, and I'm not like a mouse and keyboard elitist. There are certain controls and things you have to do that just tend to go better if you are playing on a mouse and keyboard. It's pretty challenging to do some of the point. It's called like a point attack, meaning you have to like literally drag your cursor to a certain point to drop the attack. So imagine you're like running around with your character and you suddenly want like a drop a meteor on like a group of enemies. Well, you have to hit that you want to do it, and then after you hit that you want to do it, you have to like drag the crosshair or the cursor to them. It's a little complicated on a control thing. And so and we just blipped again. I don't understand. I do not understand what is going on. I am really sorry. I have no control over it. None. Let me just move one thing. I don't know what's going on. I'm tempted. I'm tempted to switch. I'm tempted to switch to Spectrum and just see if I can't get a cleaner connection through Spectrum. It could be an AT&T thing. I don't know. You guys were complaining about blips, and I wasn't having any issues, so it makes me think that it's YouTube. Still here. Overcame the blip. Yeah, that was a drop frame blip, which I can't tell if it's an ingest server thing or an AT&T thing. I don't know. Usually when it was an AT&T thing, it would happen and happen again and happen again and happen again and happen again. This is like all of a sudden it goes down and then it comes back and it's perfectly fine. That's typically YouTube and not me. So, it's not you? Yeah. Can you play it already? We can play in 1 hour and 45 minutes. So that is that's the schedule for the early access release. Is noon Eastern. Now there's an 11 a.m. Eastern embargo that drops on anybody who got in to record footage ahead of time. We can't understand what you're saying. It keeps cutting out. Well, you're the only one saying that. So if you're having audio cutting out issues, just refresh. Not everybody is saying that. So you're speaking for everybody. If you're having audio issues, just refresh. Nobody else is. Somebody said they were having that issue and they said a refresh fixed it. So, yeah. Weird, I just watched a vid doc, and when it ended, it redirected me to your channel. Okay. Embargo ends in 44 minutes. Yes. Clears the bell for me. Yeah. I notice I either have no issues at all, or I get snake bit for a long time. Feast or famine kind of thing. Good so far today. What's good, Brutal? Thanks for being here. What Why today of all days? It was doing this last week too. Like randomly people were like, I'm having trouble, and everybody else is like, I'm not having any trouble. So I'm not sure what the issue is. I don't know. We had a bunch of winter storms, so it always makes me paranoid that like the AT&T issue has come back. But when the last couple of days, people have said they're having issues. I have like absolutely no issues on my end at all. So, yeah, I don't know. What server are we playing on? We're gonna do North American, Eastern, and we're doing Carta. DocStream was showing 9 viewers for me last night. Yeah, we've had that happening too. Like, viewership shows 1 person watching, and I'm like, okay, and then all of a sudden it fixes itself. I don't know what's going on. What class you're going to play? I'm going to go with the Gunner and the Artillerist. I played as the Artillerist in the beta, and I really, really enjoyed it. If you're new, hopefully you're not having too many problems and having to refresh too much. I promise you it's a YouTube thing and it's not a me thing. So you can subscribe in confidence and tune in pretty much every day of the week and catch a very really, really interactive live stream. We are a really, really interactive live stream where we do daily video game news here at Reforge Gaming. So a lot of people throw me on in the background like gaming radio. You can hit subscribe in confidence. Subscribing is free. YouTube has a few drinks. Yeah. You know, we're also going to be getting into a lot of gameplay coming up. So if you're interested in Lost Ark, if you're interested in Horizon Forbidden West, Elden Ring, all these various things, we greatly appreciate it. So thank you so much for being here. My friend just texted me and said your stream's fine on my end. Yeah, it's got to be a regional thing, because some people are like, I'm not having any problems, and then other people are. So I don't know what the issue is. It could be something that they're trying to roll out. I know when they rolled out, I forget what feature they rolled out. I don't know what it was. It might have been Super Thanks or something. Some of you could see it and some of you couldn't. Oh, no, it was clipping. When they rolled out clipping, some of you could see it and other people couldn't see it. So they could be trying to roll out things for live streams that's affecting you guys regionally. So some people have 0 problems and other people just keep getting blips. It's blipped for me today on mobile twice, but only for a few seconds, and it goes back to working normal. Yeah. Why East? I mean, I live in the eastern part of the country, so that's the main reason we're picking East. A lot of not a lot of our viewers, I would say some of our viewers are as well. I'm Northeast US. I've had blips today and yesterday. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Sometimes too, it could be that they're rolling it out to individual users. I remember when they added Super Thanks and when they added clips, some of you could see it and some of you couldn't. It took a couple days. New subscriber, you're awesome so far. Thank you. The issue is, why is your coffee so good? Yeah, if you guys haven't catch the announcement, if you're a fan of our coffee, in November and December, our Frickmas blend was our most popular blend. It was our holiday blend, and you can get fricked in February. Use code GETFRICKED for 20% off our holiday blend coffee. You can use the coffee command or go to ragelessroast.com. And we are working through our final, 90-something bags now. We're in the final stretch, the final 90 bags of the Frickmas blend. And use code GETFRICKED for 20% off. That's been great to see that. I think I printed off a label this morning. We've got 4 orders going out from yesterday, including that one from this morning. So whoever ordered quick this morning, I came down and printed your thing. If you're new and just tuning in, we'd love to hear from you. Right there at the top of the stream, at the top of the chat, there is a poll. Lost Ark classes, where will you gravitate? 35% are saying Warrior. 21% Gunner, Mage, and Assassin, both at 22. Basically, Gunner, Mage, and Assassin all have the same number, 22, 22, 22, basically. And Warrior has 35. We usually get about 500 votes in the first hour. Now, we'll do a new one. And we are going to be we're going to be resetting the poll. We'll take the loser off and we'll add martial artist. So if you don't want your chosen class to lose, make sure and vote in the poll. I'm going to be choosing Gunner Artillerist, and I had a lot of fun with the Artillerist in the beta, but I didn't get him super high level. We played 4 or 5 times. We had really good results and a really good turnout, a lot of viewers, a lot of people hanging out, and we'll be definitely doing that again. But I wanted to get an Artillerist all the way to like an endgame build. I even found a good article last night. I think thegamer.com wrote it, and it was like, here's basically how to build a gunner and why the gunner is so helpful in mid and late game if you build him right. So I'm actually kind of pleased to see the gunner not winning on the poll. Just started watching your channel, and I started managing a huge coffee spot in my city. Cheers, man. I'll be buying. Oh, really? Well, thank you, Ricardo. I appreciate that. I can't wait to run some dungeons with you again. We'll try to hop on today. Yeah, if you want to play with me, we welcome that. We'll be on the North American Eastern server, the Carta server, and in that we will be doing everything we can to get you guys included. If you do a paid membership on this channel, you can set up in our Discord and get increased access in our Discord. We have various rooms set up. If you're looking to play Elden Ring, if you're looking to play Lost Ark, we have all those rooms set up for you to connect with members of the community, and that's something you can take advantage of. We're trying to get to about 500 paying members on the channel. We're at like 450. So that's the join button or the $ at the bottom of chat. You can use that button and become a paying member. And we definitely welcome that. We've really, really enjoyed seeing that portion of the Discord kind of grow and take shape. You guys have been great. It's been really, really dope to see. I was watching some Lost Ark raids, and Phase 1 of the boss had 23 billion health points, and my mind melted. There's footage in the director's trailer, and I saw like the character's health bar at the bottom, and I saw the number, and I was like, what on earth? Like, could you give me shorthand for my health when it gets that high? That's kind of crazy. I'm going to switch things up from normal dex-based DPS, and I'm going to go for a paladin. Well, there you go. There you go. I won't be playing Lost Ark. I'm already on game overload, everything coming out this month. Yeah, February is a bit of a big month for games, and we will be diving in to, Horizon Forbidden West. We checked out Sifu yesterday. We'll be obviously playing a ton of Elden Ring. If you want my thoughts on Sifu, you can watch that video and go to the end, like when I quit. I gave it a go. I went back into the game, and I went back into the one mission multiple times. And at the end of my stream of Sifu yesterday, I did my absolute best to summarize the fundamental issues with that game that I think make it very, very difficult to enjoy. And so I know there are people that are enjoying it. I know apparently I saw an article or a tweet this morning. Somebody's already managed to beat the game and take no damage, which I don't understand that at all. Some crazy person that memorized all the attack patterns, more than likely, because if you memorize the attack patterns, you can basically perfectly dodge them. It's a matter of, I would think, repetition for sure. So, you're bored with Dying Light 2 already? It just came out. Do you have 450 members total or just on gaming? Just here on gaming, we have 450, and we'd love to see 500, unlock another emote. We really want to continue to see the membership go up over here. A lot of you are maintaining your membership over on Split Screen. We came to a really good decision about Split Screen last night. And that channel will get, I think, a better flow of content than what it's been getting. We were trying a blend of the shoutcasting live streams and then these little news uploads. The news uploads don't really seem to be working. They don't seem to be working because I think there's just too many channels that do that. And because there's so many channels that do that, we will be primarily just doing casting now. We're coming up with other segments to do shoutcasting and great coverage. We're going to be still doing the Thursday afternoon thing with Drop Die Cast. Still going to be doing Friday night with Hilly. But we're going to come up with other segments to just do more casting. We think that that's really what that channel's about anyway. That's really what Split Screen as a show and as an identity is. And the little news segments, they were doing great, and then they just kind of, I don't know if it was the fact that like Esports Desk lost Jake and there was like a vacancy and people all of a sudden gravitated to us for that news, and then Jake came back and just started cranking out the content. And I think, unfortunately, we just get to it too late. Like, a whole day goes by, and then I'm telling you about, like, Valkyrie picking a platform, or Pokimane this, or, oh, Twitch did this thing. Unfortunately, I just think we're too late, so I think we're going to really pivot that channel's value into just primarily casting. The news stuff is fun to cover, but we're just not in a position to cover it how most of those channels cover it, which is they upload the video, like, right away. Well, I can't do that. I'm primarily a live streamer, so. And we're not telling anyone about it. Well, I mean, I'm not going to tell you what the segments are until they start hitting, for sure. Yeah. This week, I just wanted people to realize, like, that's why that channel's not getting uploads. Like, why isn't that channel getting news anymore? This week, you'll still get a drop die cast on Thursday. We'll probably just for this week, we'll still do I Can Cast Anything on Friday and then a Friday night stream with Hilly. But then next week, it should be a little bit different. I Can Cast Anything will probably land earlier in the week. The Drop Die Cast will still happen as a live stream. Friday night will still happen as a live stream with Hilly. And then we will do some of the new segments next week. The dude trying to master run no damage Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3. And NB, not a no-hit, just no damage. Some people are just built different. Yeah, I don't understand how people do that, how they do the no-hits, the no damage, you know what I mean? Yeah, Splitgate got a map editor, yeah. I made a video about that. I don't know if it ever hit the updates channel. It's Splitgate beta season 1, because they counted the other one as season 0, is how they counted it. So now they're in season 1 in the beta. And they got a map editor before Halo. So you spend over 100 hours leveling and maxing your character, spend time getting those special items, and then you go to a boss and you see 29 billion health. Uninstall. Well, I'm sure when you get to that level of the game, you have tons of health as well, Hellfire. At least that would be my assumption. Trying to write an email and I keep hearing my name. What you want? Oh, no. I was just telling people that Friday night isn't changing. We're going to be doing more casting uploads we're going to be doing more casting uploads to Split Screen. It's landing today. Okay. We tried those little short news segments in the morning over there, calling it like morning coffee, and it was doing great. And then all it takes is 1 or 2 channels to beat you to the story, and it just doesn't hit. So, we decided, like, this isn't going to work. We're never going to be able to break news over there. It just is impossible. Like, if the news breaks right now or this afternoon and it hits the following morning, we're behind. And so we can't be like a breaking news channel. It just isn't possible. If I wasn't live streaming, 6 hours a day, sure, we could. I could slam out a quick 4 to 8 minute video, send it over to Creature, and get that sucker up right when it's hot. But we can't do that with me streaming 6 hours a day. So, and I don't necessarily want to do that anyway. I like the channels that do it and do it well, and I think we could do it and do it well, because I can make a video so quickly in just one quick take. But it's one of those things where it's like, that's just not in our purview right now, to be cranking that kind of stuff out. It just isn't possible. And even if it was possible, I would prefer Split Screen to be more about casting, because that's really what Split Screen was born out of. The idea of like, hey, let's shoutcast people's gameplay and stuff. So if you're just tuning in for Lost Ark release date info, we have a poll at the top of the chat that says, Lost Ark classes, where will you gravitate? It has been an hour, and Warrior has won, and Mage and Assassin have come in second place, and Gunner is dead last. So we need to do a new poll and see where the martial artist lands. So we're going to knock Gunner off the poll, all right? We're going to knock the Gunner off the poll, and we're going to do Warrior, Martial Artist, Assassin, and Mage, all right? So let's try another one here. Lost Ark classes. Where would you gravitate? Even if you're not going to be playing, if you know enough, if you've been watching our coverage, where would you gravitate, right? Where'd all the Gunners go? I'm actually kind of glad to see Gunners be low. I am. Mage, add. Here we go. Assassin, and then we're going to add Martial Artist. Martial Artist. Could you potentially do record while streaming? Nah, it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. We like to research something. I like to research something before I make a video. Like, let's say something happened right now with one of the platforms or a streamer or something. I don't want to just slap together a video. I want to research it. I want to make sure I got my facts right. I want to grab either an article or a quote or a clip, and I can't do that if I'm streaming. I'd have to basically stop talking and primarily record. Actually, I'd be reading. You know what I mean? Why are you happy? I'm gonna be a Gunner. The reason I'm happy is the fact that if there's too many Gunners, right, then everybody's doing the same thing. I like seeing less Gunners on the poll. It means that, we'll be in great demand. We'll be in great demand. Man, I switched off the light roast to dark roast today. It is so tasty. It is so good. I forgot how good the dark roast was. I really like the light roast though. I think it's still my favorite. It drives me nuts to a specific topic than a 2-hour video. It's weird to have a specific story buried inside that huge video. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Warrior Paladin is OP. Oh, really? Is the Warrior Paladin really, really good? I thought the Warrior Berserker looked really good. I typically don't play a Berserker or what is it in Diablo? What's his name? The Barbarian, right? This is the Barbarian? I typically don't play a class like that. The guy that's charging in with 2 clubs or 2 big axes or whatever. I typically don't do that. Check your coffee orders, please. Oh, did we get one? All right, hang on. Let me refresh here. We are working on an official alert, so it'll pop up on the stream when you guys order coffee. Hey, somebody ordered some coffee too. Frickmas blends and a dark roast, and getting fricked in February. RW friend, thank you so much for using code GETFRICKED and getting 20% off your Frickmas coffee order. I almost said the holiday. I was like, the holiday coffee holiday. There you go. There you go. Paladin's great support. Assassin and the martial artist are different. Yes, the assassin and the martial artist are different. So the assassin has the class where you can turn into a demon. And the martial artist is all about, martial art. You know what I'm saying? So the assassin, you can be a shadow hunter or a death blade. Here, let me show you. So the assassin, you can be, I'm a little bit big here. Let me shrink myself a touch. So you can be the death blade or the shadow hunter. So those are the 2 you can be. The death blade is the one where she turns into a demon and she's flipping all over the place and blasting everything. And then the martial artist, you can be the war dancer, the scrapper, the soul fist, and if you want to be a dude, the male is the striker, okay? So the martial artist has 4 classes, and then the assassin has 2, right? So I remember when we were playing, I saw a lot of death blades. Because the death blade can turn into a crazy demon looking thing. I prefer the artillerist. I like to play as the artillerist. On the gunner side, the gunner has some complicated ones as well. It's the Deadeye and the Gunslinger. The Deadeye and the Gunslinger have like three guns that you can switch. That's web, not in game. Yeah. This is a website. The Gunslinger and the Deadeye, they can be really, really confusing, but they can be really, really awesome as well. So you can see they're kind of represented here by the three colors, like the blue, the purple, and the orange. And the Gunslinger is the same way. Actually, yeah, they don't show her purple down here. They should. But they rotate between the three guns, and it can be just a little confusing because you're basically constantly having to switch your weapon. And then the weapons themselves have all these different attacks. So there's like a shotgun, there's like a rifle, there's like a handgun. I think it's like dual pistols. So you got like dual pistols, you got like a shotgun and a rifle, and they all have different attacks that you might use for varying reasons. Like I remember when I was messing around with it in the class tester, the shotgun was great when things get like up close, and the rifle had some really great attacks when people are in like a really, really long line. So you have to be able to think like on the fly, oh, I'm getting pushed, or oh, there's a nice long line of enemies or whatever, and switch between the three weapons. I found it to be a little confusing, so I just went with the artillerist. He just uses this big honking gun, and can have like a flamethrower and a Gatling gun and buckshot and missile barrage and all this really cool stuff. So like I found that to be pretty enjoyable when I played through, and that's why I said I want to get the artillerist like ranked up. I want to get him like pumped up to a high level, get a high level build going, and see what I think. I don't know if I want to play the martial artist after Sifu. Sifu has a lot of potential, so I think they could make some adjustments to player feedback, and it might actually be a better game. Getting a text message. You have two ready. Amlodipine and Metropolol. Okay, they're both. Let me let my wife know. CVS saying I have 2 RX ready. No rush. It's stuff I already have. Just let my wife know if she's out and about today. If you're just tuning in for the Lost Ark release date today, we will be jumping into gameplay in about an hour and 20 minutes. We have some class overview videos that are hitting one of our other channels today when the embargo lifts. We appreciated getting we're getting early access today along with other founders, but we appreciated getting the early access. That was very, very appreciative. We've had a lot of people find the channel today with YouTube search, as well as a lot of people finding us today off of suggestions. Yeah, we're getting... That's hilarious. So if you found our channel today off of a suggest or a search, let us know in chat. We love to meet new people. Hit subscribe, hit the bell button, and that way you don't miss these streams. I am a Safe for Work broadcaster, and the talk shows happen Monday through Friday. If you're looking for coverage of Elden Ring, Lost Ark, New World, Halo, even Horizon Forbidden West when it launches, God of War when it launches, stuff like that, make sure you are subscribed here. People throw me on in the background like Video Game Radio because I am Safe for Work, so they can do that kind of confidently. I'm new here. YouTube suggested me. I bet it did, Abe. Are you done with Sifu? Yeah, for the time being. I don't see a reason to go back. Doesn't it release in 20 minutes, not an hour and 20 minutes? Okay, it's kind of confusing. So in 20 minutes, the embargo lifts. So there's a lot of channels that probably have things scheduled to hit in like the next 20 minutes. The actual servers open up in like an hour and 20 minutes. I mean, I'll like double check and open up Steam in 20 minutes just to make sure. But I'm fairly certain noon Eastern, which is in an hour and 20 minutes, noon Eastern is when the actual game will open up. And the embargo on footage, I think, ends in like 20 minutes. Now, there are people I could boot up and play in 20 minutes if I wanted, because I have access to like a version of the game. That's how I recorded all the footage early. So, I mean, I could boot it up and show you guys stuff in the game, like with the test characters that I made. Embargo ends at 11, servants open and play at noon. That's right. The stream was recommended to me, not sure why. I've only been a paying member for like 6 months. Thank you, Water Marlin. Sifu could benefit from some updates, but it started clicking for me at like the 4 or 5 hour mark. I'm still learning new things. My multiplayer got so high at stage 3, I was one-shotting. Oh, your multiplier got so high at stage 3, you were one-shotting enemies. Really? It's 100% 12 p.m. for East Coast, Lono. That's my coast, so I checked. Yeah. We can do whatever we want in 20. Yeah, I mean, I can boot up the game and show you stuff in 20 minutes if you guys want to see something in the game. There's no point in playing because it's like a testing environment, so like none of my stuff would save. But if you want to see different characters and stuff, I've got them all made. Well, not all of them made. I had to. There's it gets confusing because there's a male martial artist, so there's 6. And then, well, no, hang on. There's a female somewhere else. There's a female-male combo somewhere else. I can't remember where it is. The gunner. So it's confusing because there's 5 characters, but there's 7 actually. Because there's an individual male martial artist, and then there's an individual female gunner. And so I don't have enough slots on the private environments. So you came up in search for me. Well, thanks for stopping by. If you like talk shows like this, we appreciate you being here. Be sure to take the poll at the top of the chat. Lost Ark classes, again, Warrior leading the charge and Mage in a close second, but the Assassin and the Martial Artist kind of pulling up the rear. Will you do in-depth character creation? That's not really what I do. Like, if you're looking for, like, in-depth character, like, building, or you mean character creation, like customizing my character? I mean, I'll spend a little bit of time on it, if that's what you mean. If you're talking about, like, in-depth builds and guides and, like, put skill points here and put skill points there, that's not really how I'm wired. I tend to pull from that kind of stuff, and then I'll obviously tell people, like, well, here's what I'm using. Here, you know, here's how it's supposed to, you know, work or whatever. Here's why I like this, you know, this particular build over this particular build. So I like doing that, but I don't necessarily like getting into like the in-depth, you know, the in-depth, like, here is every skill point I've ever spent. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not wired that way. There are plenty of channels where, like, that's all they do are guides, and I think they do a much better job than someone like me. Like, my heart wouldn't be in it even if I tried to do it. Oh, you're just talking about the avatar look. Yeah, I mean, I'll happily make my character look kind of cool. I don't spend too much time on it. I usually give him, like, a big froopy pompadour like I have and a beard, and then I'm kind of off to the races. I don't spend too much time on it. No idea who this Reforge guy is. I'm here for Korean pixel bobas. Yeah, sorry. I'm picking an artillerist, so it's a dude. I apologize if you guys are looking for some great waifu footage. That's not going to be a thing here. There's a variety of ways to support the stream. You know, we've not been promoting our various sponsors enough because I always feel like when I do, tons of people leave and it breaks the flow of the convo, but YouTube's been ruining us today, so it probably doesn't matter. Do you plan on having a character wear full armor? Well, they don't do that for the guys that I know of, Abe. At least I don't think so. But if you ever tune in and you like the shirt that I'm wearing, this comes from 80s Tees. You can get a pretty great discount over there if you use code Lono. 80s Tees was a huge. We were going nuts with them last year, but then we launched the coffee, and a lot of you guys have diverted your support to the coffee, which we actually prefer that. That's totally fine because this is not a sponsor. This is like mine. Like my wife and kiddos bag this up for you. But the shirts and the disc plates are sponsors that are working with us, as well as the glasses. If you're looking for some sunglasses or some blue light blocking glasses, we're officially partnered with Gunner Optics now, so you can use the glasses command. You don't get a discount because they're so reasonably priced. They don't knock them down in you know, when you use like a link or something like that. they're probably some of the more affordable blue light blocking glasses and sunglasses I've seen. So, I've heard loot drops or weapon armor, etc. You haven't heard of loot drops or weapon armor? I'm not sure what you mean, like in the actual store. I mean, we're going to check out the storefront because people are definitely interested in the Lost Ark storefront. Like, what's it going to look like? The store items themselves? Is it pay to win? I've had people in here today saying even the non-Western version is not pay to win. Like, it apparently equalizes if you go into the arena. So we shall see. We shall see. Transformers, robots in disguise. That's right. That's right. If you've been here this morning and you voted in the poll, would love to hear what specific class are you going to pick. So if you're going to go warrior, are you going to go with the berserker, the paladin, or the gun lancer? If you pick the mage, are you going to go with the bard or the sorceress? If you pick the assassin, are you going to go with shadow hunter or the death blade? And then if you pick the martial artist, are you going to go striker, war dancer, scrapper, or the soul fist? Where do you find yourself gravitating to within the various options on the poll? The gunner is not on the poll. We did one earlier, and the gunner lost, and so we did a new poll and took the gunner off of the results there. I'm going mage. Not sure which one yet. Yeah, the mage is only the 2. They did say that the summoner in the beta is not going to be available. They replaced the summoner with the sorceress, so bard and sorceress. You're going to go with the gun lancer. Yeah, the gun lancer honestly looks really, really cool, and it looks like it might mix, some of the range and some of the fun of the gunner, but with like a melee-driven, warrior style. The real question I have, which class is the best bus driver? I'm not sure what you mean. Google Lost Ark loot drops. First hit is a Reddit post describing it. Really? Like describing what? Like how the store works, or how the loot drops in the game? How does the loot system actually work? And this is according to Reddit. I am considering to try it, but first I would like to understand the way the loot system works in this game. Bunch of questions. And this person answers and says, all loot is unique to the person. There's no way to fight over loot. Oh, so you don't have to worry. So it's instance loot. Yeah. Skip to 135.08 for the director interview. Yeah, I don't really want to I don't know if there's a way to go there and not promote. I don't want to promote that site. I don't know. Team Bard, you're going to be a Bard Silent Warrior. Antonio says Team Sorceress. Okay, so we got a Sorceress. Sorceress is the way, says Jay Westlow, going to rain lightning and meteors on fools. There you go. Oh, like loot in the game. Right. Yeah, no, how to loot in the game works. Yeah, that Reddit post is not a great post, though. The responses only got like a couple of upvotes. Like the one at the top had like 2 upvotes. It didn't seem like it had a great and thoughtful, substantive dialogue in there. It was just random people kind of answering questions. I'm for sure leaning sorceress. It looks dope. Yeah, if I were to pick mage, I would definitely lean sorceress over the bard. The bard certainly looks cool. But I would definitely lean sorceress because of the meteorite stuff, the ice, the lightning. The sorceress has some really, really cool stuff at her disposal, for sure. The mage bard is a support class for healing. Can you play everything in the game for free? Yeah, you don't have to be a founder. You do not have to be a founder. You can play Lost Ark free to play this Friday. Right now, everybody jumping in today have paid money to be a founder. That's how they're able to jump in today. So the Lost Ark release date is actually February the 11th. It's not today. Today is early access. So today it'll be Lost Ark early access gameplay. It's not actually the launch date. And so I'm okay with how they're doing it. It might actually help with server queue times. Like Friday, the servers might be absolutely insane. Depending on how the week goes, we might take a break from the game on Friday. I don't know. I want to plow through this game and get my character to 50 about as fast as we can. I feel like North America is going to have a ton of sorceresses initially. It's possible. It's possible. If you watch the gameplay footage, the Lost Ark sorceress, she looks a lot like a more traditional sort of dungeon crawler character with her abilities and stuff. You know, all of her stuff raining down and the lightning and the meteors. I picked the gunner. Somebody asked me earlier, and I didn't answer you. Somebody said, had I played the Ascent? I did play the Ascent, and I really liked it. I couldn't get my wife into the Ascent. She was used to the controls from a demon hunter in Diablo 3. We had played a lot of Diablo 3, and her favorite thing to do was to play as a demon hunter, because she could like hold the button down and just spin the joystick. Having to use two actual joysticks, she just couldn't do it. Like a twin stick shooter, like if you remember Super Smash TV, like one of the first twin stick shooters, she can't do that. She likes to just use one joystick and then she presses all the buttons. And so it confused her when we tried to play the Ascent. Like, I thought the Ascent was going to be like a really fun game for us to play after we played a bunch of Diablo, but she couldn't get into it. Hellblade 2 will make Hellblade look like an indie game. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me, Barrier, because the first game is good, but they are gunning for really, really big quality jumps in Hellblade 2 with that Unreal Engine. It looks phenomenal. Seems like I would go Mage Sorceress if I were to play. Says Sorcerer of Havoc. It's not surprising. In a stunning turn of events, someone with the username Sorcerer of Havoc says that he would pick the Sorceress. Nobody saw this coming, and if this news is shocking to you, we apologize. So Donut responded to my Sifu gameplay. It's interesting because I've had the exact opposite reaction to Sifu as most people. Before its release, I wasn't all that impressed or captivated by what seemed like it was going to just be a brawler game, but the more I hear about its unusual structure and very demanding progression, I think I'm sold on it. But I've got an observation about you I want to write about. When people suggest using more spatial awareness to better position yourself during an encounter, it's very confusing that you think it's a dumb thing to practice. You had a similar response to when people would suggest that you should be more mindful about backing the walls in Dark Souls or Sekiro. Your response seems to have been that you don't feel like you should have to some extent. Well, certainly not in Sifu, because in Sifu, they put you in small room encounters with lots of people, and you can't just run away. You have to be able to manage multiple people at once. That's literally how the game is built. Now, making space, sure. When I made space, it did help at times. But there's other times where you should be able to engage multiple targets. As an example, they drop me in a 10-foot box, and I have to fight a big, giant, fat guy, and then there's another guy with a pipe. And you have to be able to manage both targets. And with the way the rhythm of the game's fighting, and with the way some of the hits come in, and some of the blocks and parries work, it's extremely frustrating. It doesn't feel like a fair fight. It feels like there's a bunch of cheap damage laden through it. Doesn't sound to me like there's any realistic way the devs could foolproof these issues for you, so the solution is, besides learning to avoid getting yourself in situations, real kicker is I know that it's already, you already really think, if there was a competitive shooter, you know the advice would be map awareness, don't get pinched, don't get outnumbered. Right, but again, you can't control that in Sifu the entire time. There's countless times in Sifu that they do not give you the ability to, make space. Not only that, even in a 1v1 fight, all of my criticism still stands. The player feedback for blocks versus parries is non-existent. The difference between them is so minuscule. The visual cues for whether or not you're supposed to use an R1 high or low dodge versus an R2 dodge, again, virtually non-existent. So you're supposed to basically just memorize what they're gonna do, which I don't find to be all that satisfying. I just don't. I don't find it to be all that satisfying. Important information. Oh, that's fine. Yeah. He says, why is it strange the game about martial arts would probably expect you to go into battles tactically? Again, you're pontificating about something that the game doesn't set up. The game does not set up for you to constantly avoid multiple people at once. Once you've mastered it, you can wipe the floor any big groups in Sifu. It's just part of the learning curve. It's not part of the learning curve. No. There are times where I would go into a room and completely obliterate a group of people and take no damage. There are other times where I would go into a room and I get hit by a bunch of cheap garbage because you can't see their leg or their arm to know that an orange attack is coming. Even if you do see the fact that the orange attack is coming, the amount of time you have to hold L1 and decide if it's an up or a down, a high or a low, or maybe an R2, you don't have time. It's incredibly stupid. It's memorization. It's not about reflexes. It's not about analyzing the audio or the visual cues. No, it's about memorizing. And even memorizing doesn't work because, again, there are times you cannot see the enemy's arm or leg. The lack of player feedback makes Sifu, in my mind, an absolute joke. It's just people who are like sadist and committed to memorizing fights. Well, good for you. Like you didn't actually prove anything other than the fact that you could memorize high low R2, low high high R2. Like I don't think that that's that impressive. I think the commitment's impressive, but the expression of skill is not. Like memorizing button presses. My brother memorized a boxing fight in Super Punch-Out and could beat one of the guys while looking away. Why? Well, he memorized the inputs. Well, the memorization of the inputs is impressive, but it's not like an expression of impressive skill. It's not like you go into an incredibly challenging fight and actually respond and have quick reflexes and quick thinking. You're just memorizing the button inputs. Once you know the game, it said you can beat it in 50 minutes. Yeah. Sometimes I can agree with you it's unfair due to the camera angle. Right, and again, even if the camera angles were perfect, the visual and auditory cues in that game, I think, are an absolute joke. The difference between a block and a parry is non-existent. You can barely tell the difference. It's like, usually in a game, the difference between a normal block and a parry is significant. You know what I mean? So you can actually do something about it. Your dismissal of using more spatial awareness. Yeah, I don't care to read a pontification about making more space. That's not the primary reason I got irritated with Sifu. I push back on people being like, just make space. And it's like, that's not a solution. That's not. The devs even say not to get surrounded or take on large groups at one time. Don't let yourself get surrounded by enemies. Even the most basic thugs will be deadly if many are attacking you at the same time. Dodge out or vault over obstacles before you get surrounded or cornered. Use crowd control techniques. Use techniques such as pushbacks or knockbacks to thin the herd. Now, that is something I could have done more of. I'll admit that. I wasn't doing enough shoves and I wasn't doing enough pushbacks. For sure. But there are times where you don't have the opportunity to run away. There's too many of them and there's not enough space. A lot of streamers I've watched have given up on the game. It's a shame because I think there are some cool mechanics. Yeah. I show the character costumes. I mean, I can show you the various classes in the game while we wait. In the next minute, I've got videos hitting. We could actually just load up the game. Like that right there, that's the Berserker, like, really crazy awesome endgame. There's a paladin. And there's the gun lancer. If you're looking for Lost Ark gameplay, we'll be doing it shortly. I guess we could just boot up the PTR and just show you guys stuff. In my non-expert Kung Fu experience, I don't think you were screaming loud enough. It's showcasing essentially a street fight simulator. You don't want to allow enemies to get behind you and attack from different directions. It's different for sure. Yeah, but I don't know. If that's what they want you to do, then there shouldn't be so much enemy saturation. Because you go into bars and nightclubs and areas and they immediately surround you. So that's my job every fight is to like run, move, and get the enemies to like kite toward me. That doesn't feel very cool. It feels awesome in Batman, Assassin's Creed, or any other melee-driven fighter where, sure, go ahead, surround me. I don't care. I can parry, block, stun, or do whatever I need to do, and, I can be surrounded by people. But, again, it's a lack of good player feedback. They don't frickin' tell you what's coming. You just have to guess. Like, oh, that guy's going to punch me. Oh, he's going to end with an orange attack. Is it high? Is it low? I don't know. Is it an R2? Do I need to do L1 up, L1 down, R2? You don't know. You have to memorize. You're not reacting, you're memorizing. And again, when you're surrounded by 6 guys, you're supposed to memorize animation so that when fighter number 3 starts that flurry, you know what to do. Okay. Again, I don't find that very impressive. I find that to be stupid. Like, okay, let me get out a camcorder. Let me get out a camcorder and record, you know, and then just go back and watch the footage and be like, okay, it's a low, low, high. I don't know. I don't find that engaging at all. One of the reasons Sekiro kept me in the lane, even though I got frustrated by it and I developed like a love-hate relationship with Sekiro, even though that happened, I liked the game because it felt really satisfying to go into a new area or fight a new boss and just pure, raw, blind reaction to what the enemy was doing. I loved that. It felt really good. Honestly, though, they're rubbing against what you're used to in a melee game. They punish you for getting greedy and focusing on a single target. They want you to take pop shots and back up. Yeah, I guess. And avoid being surrounded. I watched a streamer after you, and he literally said he gave up on parry and only dodged. And with down dodge, you could avoid everything but trips. Yeah, that's what I was trying to tell people. You just hold L1, and you just hit down. And you're like Muhammad Ali, just duck, 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 duck. You know, and then when you fight a boss who actually uses a leg sweep, if you're quick enough, you can hit up and step over the leg sweep. Yeah, I've watched plenty of people, and I've read articles and blogs and different things that have talked about how you can just use that L1 dodge almost the entire time. And apparently there's bosses now you can just obliterate and brute force. If you're tuning in, we're going to check out the game. The game goes live for early access in an hour, but we have early access, and so I was going to hop in here and show you guys some of the attacks. Based on the votes, I'm going to boot up the Warrior first and show you guys some of the Warrior stuff. We should be able to boot up and show you. We got my Reforge Warrior, we got a Mage, we got a female martial artist. The male martial artist had to get deleted. We have a female gunner, male gunner, and a rogue assassin. Now, these are all just a showcase. Now, if I launch, I should be able to... take you to the testing environment. Should be. We'll see. I'm going to bring Claptrap over here. And yeah. Okay. Let me get the music quieted there for you. And you got to go all the way down and talk to her. So we'll be officially playing in like an hour. But I figure we can go down here and show you this stuff. Now, over there on Reforge First Look, which is our First Look channel, First Looks at Games, First Looks at This, it should be getting hit with a bunch of these guides. The Warrior class just hit 4 minutes ago. What are the movement controls? So you use a mouse. You use a mouse to point and click, and then you use the keyboard as well. Okay, so if you enjoy this stream and these breakdowns, be sure to hit subscribe and be sure to hit the like button as well. We will be doing an official gameplay stream in about an hour, but this right now is just sort of release date information that might help you. So, the Berserker is the one that almost convinced me to pick a warrior. And you can see when you pick one here in this testing environment, you can see where their strengths are. So, he's good for AoE radius, attack power, and mobility, and defense. They're all even. They all go about the same length. into the Pentagon here. But then he's weak on support. And then when you're picking one of these characters, which one that you might pick, down here is their specialty. So attacking fills the fury meter, and once full, you can press Z to trigger burst mode. All right, and so you can click class tester, and so I can kind of make him roam around, and I can have him do different abilities just to kind of like mess around. Now, if you want to test them, over here behind me, I'll go up here up at the top. So down there in the corner in this testing environment, you can summon a monster, or you can summon a boss, or try another class. Now again, I can only try warrior classes because this is my warrior character. And so we will be... Yeah, that's great. That's a great shot of tenders. That's a good thumbnail. So I'm going to summon some monsters, and we're going to fill the fury meter so you can see what that's like. So I'm going to summon some monsters, and we're going to go, and we're going to hit them with that, and then we're going to hit them with W, and then we're going to hit them with that, and then we're going to hit them with that. So I just did all of the attacks right across the top, and then we're going to... Oh, I always forget that you're supposed to hold those ones. So my fury meter is getting close, and then I'm going to burn them. And oh, I failed to let go at the right time, so we'll just do a spin. We'll do a little whirlwind here. Fury meter is almost full. I will have to rebind some of this. I like having QWER on my mouse. Okay, so this is now full. All right, let's get rid of these guys. Got him. All right, so now I'm going to hit Z. Boom. Now, in burst mode, you can wipe out foes in front of you. So I can just hit Z over and over again. No, maybe I can't. But my attacks are way stronger. See? And then periodically I can do that. I can do the Z attack. The skill is on a cooldown. There you go. So that's some of like the base level attacks with the Berserker. And again, what you're doing is you're kind of keeping an eye on this stuff down here. Your cooldowns on QWER, ASDF, and then you smash Z. You smash Z if you want to use his like specialty. How are you playing? I was granted early access into a private environment just to showcase this stuff. I will not be playing in the private environment. I will be playing on a North American server. Officially, I'll be doing that in like an hour. But the embargo lifted like 9 minutes ago on anything that I want to do in this environment, both stream or record. And so I decided to show you guys this. So that was the Berserker. And then we have the Gun Lancer. So the Gun Lancer, again, you kind of want to look at this before you make your choice because it might impact what you decide to do. So low on attack power and mobility, but very high on defense, support, and AoE radius. And then down here, you want to look at the specialty. Attacking fills the shield meter. You press Z to protect yourself or X to protect your party members. Right? So, again, that's why his defense meter, you see how it comes all the way to the edge of the Pentagon, right? Thanks for the preview. Thank you for the $5 tip. If you're enjoying the stream, be sure to hit subscribe, the bell button, the like button. That helps support me. You can support directly with a tip with the $ at the bottom of chat like Resin did, or with a paid membership, and paid members get increased access in our Discord. Okay, so... something to watch for as well. You see down here how there's 2 forward arrows. That means it is a combo or a chain ability, meaning you need to keep tapping it. Okay? So if you see those forward arrows, let me show you Berserker. Let me go right back into Berserker really quick. You see how this one and this one have down arrows? A down arrow in that little left-hand corner means it's either a holding ability or a charging ability, meaning you're holding down the button. Now, charging abilities, you can do it and it does a little bit of damage. You can do it and then it's fully charged and it does good damage, or you can continue holding it and it does overcharged damage. Or in these cases, it's just purely a holding and you're just going to hold it and do that. Now, some of them have this thing that says, hit the perfect zone to deliver a finishing blow. So you'll see when I hold F, you see the little thing down there? If I let go in that meter, he does like an extra thing at the end. So pay close attention. You can rebind those keys. Pay close attention to whether it's a combo, whether it's holding or charging, and if it's a holding skill, see if there's a perfect zone and pay close attention to that. Okay, that's going to really affect your ability to get the most out of the abilities. So back to the Gun Lancer. So you clearly see when you get abilities what that corner means. So we know that this is a combo. So if I summon a monster and I hit E on them, I'm going to want to continue hitting E. You see how I did like a shot after the fact? And that's his Q attack. That's his W attack. Boom. That's his R. His A kind of pulls them in. And then that's kind of a shotgun. And then that's a ground slam. And then that does like an area of effect. We'll try another. See that? That's the combo. I won't do the follow-up on the combo unless I actually hit the button a second time. So here we could use A to hit them, pull them in to do the shotgun, and then do the ground slam. And then if people are close enough to you, you can do that one as well. Now, this ability here, normal state, shield meter is recovered every time you attack or hit foes. The shield attacks recover more shield meter. So now that it's at purple, I can hit Z to go into my defensive stance and protect me, or X for a battlefield shield for my teammates. So I'm going to hit Z. Okay. And you can see I'm in the defensive stance. It increases your defense and makes you immune to debuffs and pushes but decreases your move speed. So you can see I'm kind of slow. I think even my attacks are a little slower, it seems. It's hard to tell. If I do X, this is one of the reasons why their controller support is nice, but this is kind of hard to do on a controller very quickly, right? So it's got a great controller support, but what I'm doing right here is not necessarily as easy on a controller. So I'm going to hit that, and then that puts me there. I drop on the ground, and now I'm providing protection for my teammates. So that again is his middle area thing. Oh, and obviously you can just hit your normal attack and hold it down, and everybody has like a base level attack that they do. I don't know how often people will be using that. So his is a swing, and then a third swing, and then a spin third swing. I don't know how often people use that. Most people are probably using their abilities. Going over mage, yeah, I'll show you mage. So lastly for the warrior is the paladin, with really heavy on support, and defense is kind of there, and then AoE radius is pretty high as well. Weakest on attack power, and then sort of weak on mobility. So again, primarily a support class with decent defense but strong AoE radius. Now the specialty of the paladin, attacking fills the piety meter. You can press Z to enhance your power, or press X to enhance your party member's power. So a paladin's going to have a similar choice as the gun lancer. The gun lancer can choose to protect himself or protect the group. This guy can choose to enhance himself or enhance the group. That's your paladin. So if that fits your mindset, that can be your approach. So we'll summon some monsters, and we'll just go through some of the base level attacks here. There's the Q, there's the really fast R1, there's the E, and there's the R. And then some more guys will come in, and we'll do the bottom ones here. A has a very strong line that you can use, and then this one wants me to tell it where to go. So Holy Explosion has a bit of a charge time, a casting time, I should say. And then, boom. Now you'll see again, down here in the middle, my specialty is charged, and Z will Sacred Executioner. It's going to basically make my attack range of basic attacks and punish skills go up by 30%. My damage by basic attacks and punish skills goes up by 40%. I can enhance the group. Party members affected by the Holy Aura get 10% damage to foes. So it's a 12-meter aura that you can call out. Let's call out the aura. Boom. So you can see how large it is, and you can see it tracks wherever I go. It goes with me. So this aura, and you can see it kind of counting down here in the middle and coming to an end, and that would be enhancing your team. And then if I just hold down his base level attack, he does a couple of sword swings and a little holy push at the end. Boom. So that's the Paladin. Okay? So, if that helps you pick a Berserker, Gun Lancer, or Paladin, be sure to hit subscribe, the bell button, the like button. We do talk shows here once a week, and if you found this to be helpful, great. There's shorter uploaded versions of what I'm doing right now hitting our Reforge First Look channel. Reforge First Look is dedicated to giving you first looks to games and gameplay in an archive sort of way, and so... we have everybody here. The only person I'm not going to be able to show you, I think, is the male martial artist, I think. Oh, I won't be able to show you a bard. I mean, I could show you a bard. I could delete some of these characters if we have enough time. We'll see. We got about 43 minutes before we're going to want to shift into the actual live environment to show you that. So, there's only 3 classes. He's going over mage also. Yeah, I'll do mage next. She's obviously looking pretty fine, and she's leaning forward now, so she's very prepared, and she's very serious. Let's load her up. And we'll skip the little intro, and then we'll just walk in. Thank you so much for tuning in today. We did a talk show for the last 2 hours just about Lost Ark release date info. Right now, I am in the private environment just showing off the classes before the game officially releases for early access founders in about 43 minutes. Take the poll at the top of the chat. The Gunner lost the first poll this morning, so we relaunched the poll without the Gunner because I can only do 4 options. So right now you can take the poll at the top of the chat. Lost Ark classes, where would you gravitate? Warrior, Mage, Assassin, or the Martial Artist? The Warrior just continues to run away with both polls this morning.
It will show you the path of your destiny.
Okay. And we touch this book, and then we can pick between the two. Oh, no, I can show you a bard. I'm stupid. The mage is bard or sorceress. I'm sorry. I thought I had to pick something different for that. So, we'll show off the bard first. The bard is extremely strong in AoE and support and weak in attack, mobility, and defense. So she is all about support and AoE radius, which plays into her specialty. Attacking fills the serenade meter. If you press Z, it increases the attack power of party member, or X to heal them. So she's so strong in support that she's basically choosing between making your attack stronger or healing, okay? So if you pick the bard, that's going to be really important information. That's really going to flow into your role in the game. That's how you're going to play, okay? Now, in this testing environment, I can summon monsters and show you the attacks, and I'll just do that. I'm not going through and looking at the individual stats and everything. If you want that breakdown, watch the videos on First Look. Servers will be online in about 40 minutes. So let me summon a monster here, and we will use her Q ability, kind of a close one. She'll do that as well. You can see she's very AoE driven, and she's going to cast Stigma. It's going to hurt anybody that comes into it. And so then I'm going to take her back this way, and we'll try and get these guys here. She's playing her music. I should have had them a lot closer there. And then we'll do F right there, lift them and slam them. And she hasn't quite filled her meter yet, so I'm going to summon more monsters. I'm not a huge fan of the bard. Okay, so now I've got that available. Let's do this. Boom, boom, boom. People seem to really like her, though. So it's telling me that my meter's finishing down there. I'm gonna let the meter fill the 3 times. I'm gonna draw aggro. It keeps telling me to use the meter. Just hang on a minute. There we go. She literally drops a ball on him. I think I switched the controls last time to have right trigger make me move and not. Okay, well, 2 of these is enough. If she wants to continue fighting, you don't go Bard solo? Yeah, I wouldn't think so. Now, if she wants to continue fighting, she can fill this 3rd slot, which would make this last longer. So Serenade of Salvation is use all your bubbles to restore all party members' health by 4%. Of your max health point 8 times, by 6% 12 times, or by 8% 16 times. So you can see here, it's breaking down. It's either going to be a 4%, 6%, or an 8%. Now that's in conjunction with, do you have all 3 of these filled down here, okay? And so it's going to be either 14 seconds, 18 seconds, or 24 seconds, again, according to the 3. So... there's like little animations when I glide across. Oh, that's so cool. Anyway, Serenade of Courage, same thing. A 5, a 10, or a 15 for 8, 12, or 16 seconds. It's a 24-meter radius, increasing damage. So we're just going to do that one. Okay, so she just did Serenade of Courage. So as long as you're near me, you get the benefit of this for the next however long we had down here. See how she consumed her, like, little crystals in the middle or whatever, right? So that is the Bard. All right. We're going to try another class. I wish my headphones would stay on. Like, I set them next to me and turn them up and I can like lightly hear them like little speakers. Okay, so the Sorceress is going to be a little bit different than the Bard. Okay, so light on support, no defense, but heavy on AoE and attack power, and a little light on mobility. But mainly, this is all about attacking and AoE. So she's going to have like really big, giant attacks that cover an area and do tons of damage to the enemy. Her specialty, by attacking foes, you're going to gather arcane magic that stacks to enhance elemental attribute skills and increase casting speeds. Let's take her in. So, you can enter even a more powerful arcane torrent as well when you go into this state. And if you use it when it's at 100, you get like an arcane torrent. If you come over here and do this one, usable when the arcane meter reaches over 30%, it teleports to the cursor location and can move up to 15 meters and can pierce monsters while moving. So you can use blink as well once that thing is full. Let's summon some monsters and see what she can do. She's in her nightgown, but she's a killer. She's an absolute killer. Don't let her pajamas fool you. Here we go. Boom, boom, boom. Here comes that. There's that. There's that. A flame, like an ice one and a flame one. Nice little blast there. Let's summon some more monsters. We didn't even use D and F. There's D. Take them up. Slam them down. Holy moly. And then here comes the explosion. Very nice. And then she can use Z. So we're going to use the Z cast. Boom. And now she'll do everything way faster and way stronger while she's in this mode. And she's got kind of like a glowing purple thing going on. So she's pretty strong. She's pretty strong. She's pretty dope. She's pretty dope. So she would be a good pick if you want like more traditional, just like magic casting in an RPG. Yeah, she's got a lot of potential. And if you don't mind gender lock and you don't mind looking at, buxom characters. So that is the Sorceress. So if you're going to go mage, the Bard is all about supporting your teammates. So you're not going to want to be by yourself with a mage. Now a Sorceress with the really strong attack and AoE, Sorceress is going to be really, really good by herself. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, there's 7 total, so we just don't have the martial artist male. So we have a martial artist female here. Is this game on Steam? Yes, it is. If you're trying to play on PC, that's where you're going to play. Okay. Okay. Let's check out the female martial artist. You gotta do this every time. I wish I kind of saved it down here. I did all this for my videos already. Like, I walked all the way down, got set, and then clicked the record button.
The forces of chaos are on the move again. The Arks once saved the world from the demons. We need them.
Blah,
again.
blah, blah.
Try
It's our
opening the
destiny.
tome of prophecy. It will show you the path of your destiny.
We're really close to a sub rollover, guys. Thanks to all the new subs today. We had a bunch of technical issues early on. I hope they've stopped. It seems like they've stopped. So, martial artist can do War Dancer, Scrapper, or the Soul Fist. If you pick the male, he's the Striker, which I won't be able to show that to you probably today, but we have plenty to show you without showing you the Striker. So we'll check out the War Dancer first. Her attack power is pretty good, mobility really high, her defense is pretty good, her support is weak, and her AoE radius is basically non-existent. Now, she has something cool that she has, which is attacking fills the esoteric meter, and then it enables you the use of esoteric skills. So you're going to notice something when you boot up and you're a War Dancer. Her abilities down here are grayed out, and you see the purple esoteric skill, all right? That's because she doesn't have any esoteric power yet. She gets that from these abilities. Now, you can't just use the abilities to generate esoteric power. You need monsters. So let's take some cracks at the monsters here. Just gonna do some rapid hits. And there's her combo. And there's her little foot slam. And here's another combo. That was the chain. Just going to blast them back there. Another nice little, so you can. And then let's get the esoteric, like, all the way full. Let's get it all the way full. Oh, I used the esoteric. I wasn't even paying attention. It became available and I used it. Okay, let's summon some more monsters. Sorry about that. I was gonna draw attention to when I did esoteric. That's esoteric. So I'm gonna wait. Whoops. There we go. Okay. All right. So esoteric's now full. So we can do holding, which is an esoteric skill. So this is Call of the Wind God. So I'm going to hold F, and she just like turns into a tornado. And you can move when you're the tornado. You can. Let me get it full again so we can show you the other one. Okay. So this is letter D. This is the Rising Fire Dragon. Boom. And she goes up. So she kind of pulls them in and goes up. So do all classes have basic attack or just all skills? Yeah, I mean, I can just hold attack and she just does this all day long. If I just hold attack, she just keeps doing that. Which is kind of nice to close space. I used it a couple times, you might have noticed. Like, I just did like a quick kick, punch, and then I was like back in their face, and then I could use these abilities. Generate esoteric ability or power, and then use the esoteric abilities. So the War Dancer is... she reminds me a little bit of the Striker because she's a lot like she kind of reminds me of like Bruce Lee a little bit, She's just all about the fists and the punching. All right. The Scrapper is going to be attack, mobility, and defense oriented with a little bit of support and no AoE. Now, she balances between stamina and shock. So you consume stamina or shock energy to use skills. Using one energy type increases the other. So she's going to feel a bit of like a ping pong character, right? As you're using stamina, you're going to feel shock over here. You see these abilities not available yet. Now, the difference between her is that she generates shock just by using stamina. She doesn't even have to hit them. See? Now, in this environment, her stamina just always immediately fills. So I'm not having to Like, it's not making me use shock to generate stamina. Once you're in the live environment, I don't think it'll work that way, right? So if I summon monsters, I now have all these shock abilities that I can use. Boom. And that shock ability consumed all my shock. So now I'm going to have to use, you know, my stamina abilities and regenerate my stuff. And so now my shock stuff's back. I can do that. I can do that. Oh, that one's on a cooldown. Boom. She blasts them back. So the S one's really strong. Oh, we've not been able to do the critical blow. Oh, that's an overcharge one. Yeah, let me show you the critical blow. The critical blow ones are cool because if you overcharge it, does like a ton of damage. Okay. Let's get some more monsters. And then oops. Okay. So I'm going to use the critical blow one. I'm going to hold it and I'm going to overcharge it. Boom. So she if you let go, so like when it's a hold like this, it's a charge, she can get 269. If you hold it down, you can get overcharge. It inflicts 404 and then 942 damage with the following wave attack. So generally speaking, you want to be like charging those all the way up if you have time to, because you're going to get way more damage. You prefer to be zoomed in? I don't like zooming in because you can't see anything. Like, I mean, it's great, you know, if you want to see some side boobs, sure. But like, I mean, and I know some people play the games for that. I don't like necessarily looking at my character and how hot they are. I want to be able to see the battlefield, because if you have a point ability, you have to drop somewhere on the battlefield. Being zoomed in, you can't see to do that well. So the Soul Fist is going to be high on mobility, attack power, light on defense, and light on AoE and support. Accumulate energy and press Z to activate Hype Up level 3. I found her Hype Up thing to be a little confusing, to be quite honest. You can activate level 1 Hype. Energy is fully restored as soon as Hype is activated. And I guess when you activate Hype, it makes these abilities better or something. I don't know. Is the game out? In about a half an hour, yes. But if you have to do... She doesn't have any point skills. Let's summon some monsters. So this first one here is a chain. Chain and combos tend to work the same way. You have to keep pressing it to get the rest of the attacks to show up. Oh, I used all of my... Oh, so this energy over here gets consumed on these attacks. Okay. So that's probably why you'd want to use Hype Up. She seems like one of the ones that might be a little bit more complicated to use. And there's her energy blast, and I can kind of turn it with the mouse. And then if I hit Z, and I hit Z again, and I hit Z again, now I'm... So now I'm like, it seems like my energy is just constantly refilling when I'm in this mode. And it's counting down in the middle there, you can see. Okay. Yeah, she seems like... She seems like one of those characters where you'd really, really have to dial in, like with... There's a gunner class like that. You have to like really dial in to adequately switch back and forth between your guns. And that can make it a little bit complicated. So I think there's some depth to her that might be a little bit complicated. Like, she's having to constantly use her Hype Up in order to maintain her her energy, because she's using her energy to use all those abilities. So that can be a little challenging to keep track of. Oh, it's Amazon emails. I was like, did somebody order some coffee? Okay, so that's the Reforge martial arts. Oh, summon a boss? Yeah, I could summon a boss. The gunner female. She's only one class, and it's really similar to one of the male gunners, so I'm just going to launch the male gunner. You can't find the game on Steam? I don't know why you can't find the game on Steam. You should be able to be a founder. If you want to be a founder and play today, you should be able to do that. Sorcerer still seems the most OP at the moment. Yeah, Sorcerer can be pretty strong.
The forces of chaos are on the move again. The arcs once
If you guys are enjoying the coverage, we will be jumping in the game officially here in about a half an hour. I have this is early access that you're watching here. I'm in a private environment to test and show stuff off to you guys. Okay. So, the gunner, you can be the sharpshooter, the deadeye, or the artillerist. And, let's see here. Let me do that. Okay. Now, I gravitate towards the artillerist, personally. And so that is who I'm going to be playing as when I officially boot up the game. The sharpshooter's pretty good, but the deadeye and the female gunner are pretty complicated, okay, because they have 3 types of firearms. So I'm going to strongly suggest, if you're new, to stay away from deadeye or the female gunner as well, because they're basically the same in many ways. So the sharpshooter is going to be good attack power, but really high mobility, decent defense, kind of low, and then no AoE or support. Specialty is attack fills the hawk meter, and you can press Z to summon a silver hawk. So let's summon a monster and use his various abilities. So that's just like a nice little rapid fire. I think this one, knocking foes down. Oh yeah, it's to knock foes down. That's kind of like a slow spiral one. This one, I tell it where to go, and then it lands on the battlefield. This one, you kind of launch yourself forward. There's that one. You kind of spin. That one, you kind of go backwards. And this is a charge shot, which I'm going to overcharge it, and there you go. Okay, so let's come back up here in the middle. We can summon a boss, and I'll summon my hawk. And the hawk has 2 abilities. You see how the hawk has a Z and an X. So I just did the Z attack, and he came in and like did some stuff to the boss. I'll do an X attack, and he does some stuff to the boss. And you got to make sure and watch for the telegraphs, which I didn't do, so I got hit. There we go. Knocked him down. And let's see if we get a fully charged, overcharged shot on him. Nope. We'll call our hawk back in. And down it goes. So, you'll notice some of the times the reason I took a ton of damage or got hurt a bunch is because you really need to watch for the telegraphs and get out of the way. I basically did this and like stood my ground, and I got the shot off, but then all of his little like bombs fell on my head. So, okay, try another class. Deadeye. This is the one to stay away from, again, unless you're a pretty experienced player or you're really confident you can manage it. This, along with the last martial artist that we showed you, can get pretty complex with everything that you're juggling. But you get really high attack power and good mobility, but then no defense, no support, and no AoE. And his specialty is not something that you charge. His specialty is literally that you switch between handgun, shotgun, and rifle, right? Is there going to be a Halo stream today? No. So you can see at the bottom, I'm not trying to be dismissive, but like today, Lost Ark, we can play Lost Ark today early because we're a founder. Is there something happening in Halo? I wasn't trying to like brush you off, but we try to do streams in the afternoon for Halo every Tuesday, but only if there's something actually happening. So you can see there, I'm rotating through my weapons, and then my abilities subsequently change. So orange, blue, purple. Okay, got it? Pretty complicated. Does the high skill gap mean this class is strong AF? Deadeye has the potential to dole out very, very high amounts of damage. Yeah. If it's not, Ashton, is that real news? If it's not Sebastian Stan, I don't care. All right, let's summon some monsters. And that one, you just kind of throw your gun out and it shoots. That one, you drop a grenade. That one, you launch them in the air. That's a combo, though, so you have to make sure that you keep tapping it. And then that drops down. That's a nice little point one. That's like a jump through. D is just sort of a spray in an area. And then F, if I let it go on the perfect, I flip back and drop grenades. So F is a hold, and again, if you landed in that perfect zone, you like drop these grenades everywhere. And then there's all these various ones. So that's just the handgun, right? Oh, there's an event called Tactical Ops. Oh, yeah. I mean, we obviously will cover stuff like that when it makes sense, but getting into Lost Ark early, I think, probably makes better sense for the coverage. So this is the shotgun. So again, you've got to switch, and then when you switch, you're suddenly doing different attacks, right? So I just held that one down, all right? And then here's the rifle. A low casting time, but great damage on the rifle. And then this one, you kind of like launch like a grenade. And then this one's nice. You can like pick different points. There you go. Let me show you this D one again. The triple explosion is actually kind of nice because it's a combo. And you can pick like different targets for each shot. For three shots. You deal a lot less damage with Deathblade if you're not behind the target. Gunslinger or Deadeye, I was soloing the hard dungeons. It was very fun. Yeah, if you can manage it. So with the D, because it's a chain, you can go like this. And you can call it in again and go there and then go there. See what I'm saying? So you can hit 3 different targets if you want, or you can hit the boss if like the boss is moving. So the D chain is actually pretty nice. So again, you've got your handgun, your shotgun, and your rifle, and when you switch, you've got all these different abilities. So it's quite a lot to master. Again, I don't recommend doing the Gunslinger or the Deadeye because of that, unless, again, you're super experienced. Now, the Artillerist, this is my man. This is where I land. This is what I'll be playing as. I played this in the beta, and I loved him. His attack power is high. His AoE radius is really high. And low defense, really low mobility, that's his lowest, and then low on support. Now, defeating enemies fills the firepower meter, and you press Z to switch into barrage mode, and you can devastate the forward area. Now, barrage mode has no time limit, which is kind of crazy, and it makes him pretty wild. That's one of the reasons right there he's hard to get screenshots of, because he holds this giant gun. And that's his just base level attack. It winds all the way up to that if you let it, which is nice to just support your teammates if you don't have any abilities you want to use yet. So let's summon a monster. Q and W are very similar. They're like rockets. You can't really see them because I'm like in the crowd. And then this one's one of my favorites. That's definitely one of my favorites. That is the Gatling gun. That one's great for kind of making some space, especially if you want to do something like this. Launch the mortar. I found the napalm to be really, really useful because you do that on a boss and it just kind of sits underneath and it does tons of damage. And then that's really nice too. That's pretty devastating. The multiple rocket launcher, if you can get like right next to somebody. And then the flamethrower. The flamethrower can be excellent if you can just kind of get in a line like this and just hold it on a group. And then let's see if we can't get something going here with the barrage meter. Let's get it all the way up. So fun. So fun. Oh, I was a little too early. There we go. And in case they're still alive. Okay. So the barrage meter is now full. So let me kind of show you. Let's summon a boss. And let's go into barrage meter. So I can just sit here and do damage like this to him by holding the right trigger. I can hit Q and I can launch what is called a howitzer on him. I can hold down W and just go nuts with the focus fire, barrage focus fire. I'm just letting him do damage, by the way. And then I'm going to hit E, and it's going to do a pretty devastating attack. Boom. Like that. Now, obviously, I just kind of sat there like an idiot and face tanked. You probably wouldn't do that in the game. You'd have your friends drawing aggro. There were a couple boss fights where the guys I was with were drawing all the aggro, and I just stayed in that thing the entire second half of the fight, just doling out stupid amounts of damage on the boss. It's not letting you play. You will be able to play in about 10 minutes. So that's the gunner, with the Deadeye being very, very similar to the female gunner. And again, I recommend not picking Deadeye or the female gunner if it's your first time playing the game. If you like the gunner, I think the artillerist is a bit of an easy guy to get into, and then maybe sharpshooter. But I would not touch Deadeye or the female gunner unless you're super confident you can manage it, because the switching between three weapons is pretty complicated. And we forgot to schedule the second stream. I'm an idiot. People won't get the 30-minute noti, but that's okay. Let me schedule it now. We were so excited to dive in and show you guys this stuff. Let me schedule the second stream. And then do that. And we'll do that. Lost Ark. And we'll do Lost Ark news and gameplay playlists. Do that. We'll do that. We'll do that. That. And then give me the key. Post that in there. Okay. And we'll schedule it for noon. You couldn't get uploads to process? Oh, I mean, it let me schedule just fine. Yeah, I mean, YouTube's been acting up all morning. It let me schedule just fine, thankfully. Yeah, it's not surprising that you were having trouble with uploads, because, I mean, we had a great start this morning, and then all of a sudden, the website started freaking out, and we lost a ton of momentum. Like, we were streaming for a whopping, like, how long were we even streaming for at that point? Not even an hour, and we were in like the 300s, and then we just got murdered by site problems. The site problems seem to have stopped. Okay, so that's the gunner. So I'm not going to show you the gunner female because she's basically the same as one of the gunners in there for the most part. For the most part. So let's check out the assassin. I hope you guys stick around and come to the second stream for the gameplay. We are planning on investing quite a bit in this game, the way we did with New World, and obviously that is something that will be dependent upon the way we did it with New World. Like, people bought in, people supported it, people got involved, people got in the Discord. And when we streamed this beta, we got so much support, we thought, oh, that's great. That's another game we can kind of play and dive into. Contrary to what we did with New World, this one we don't have to have like a question mark about the content plan or if there's going to be enough content to play, because this game is like fully launched and ready to go from another market.
The Arks once saved the
So
world from the demons.
we don't have to worry about that.
Try opening the
That's what happened with New World. It was like there was just nothing left to do, and in the end game just wasn't very fleshed out. Ghost of Tsushima tweets, "We're so excited for Horizon Forbidden West from our friends at Guerrilla. While we wait, today we released a new patch for Ghost of Tsushima's Director's Cut that repairs the Wind Shrine to the north of Iki Island, solve the puzzle there, and earn an Aloy-inspired surprise." Oh, that's really cool. Gunslinger is basically the same as Deadeye, with slightly faster shotgun attacks. Yeah, so I didn't see the need to show both. Okay, a lot of people like Shadowhunter because of the demon, but we're going to show you Deathblade first. Extremely high on mobility. Attack power is pretty good. Defense is not terrible. And then AoE radius and support is non-existent. Attacking creates death orbs. Press Z to activate a death trance and use a very powerful skills. So she gets skills that turn on once this down here is activated. Let's summon some monsters and show off the Deathblade. She's kind of crazy. That's a combo, so I hit that twice. This one's one I can just hold down. And that's just kind of a flip with a slash at the end. This is another hold down. I'm going to overcharge it. Boom. Okay, so now she's got these abilities down here. So I'm going to hit Z. And if I hit, holy moly, if I hit Z, it consumed it all. So who is that? Like another character, it seemed like. That's pretty awesome. Woo! She's strong. All right, let's summon monsters and let's hit Z again and see what her abilities look like. So I don't get... Does she get more ability? She must get more abilities as you invest in her skill tree. Because once I do that, it consumes the whole thing. Once I hit Z, it like consumes the whole dadgum thing. So I don't understand. But she's awesome. That's the Deathblade. I just subscribed. If I watch longer, I might become a member. Well, thank you. Shadowhunter is a popular pick. Very well balanced between AoE attack power and mobility. A little bit lower on defense and then no support. Attacking fills your shadow burst meter. Once full, press Z to transform into a demon. There's a lot of reasons to like this character, and that is one of them. Obviously, much like her other female counterparts, she's very, very hot. All right, summon the monsters. Let's see here. Just a little quick slash, another quick slash, slash that she throws and comes back, a big hand that comes out, a couple quick slashes, an uppercut, a jumping, and then just like some blades that she puts on the ground. So she's very melee based. She's very melee based. Now I want to do this one. You throw it and it comes back. That's pretty awesome. There we go. Okay, so time to hit Z. Now I can just hit right trigger and just slash my way through. I'm sorry, right mouse button. But you see here, she's got Q, W, E, R, A, and S. So she's got Q, she's got W, she's got E, she's got R, she's got A, woo, and then she's got S. Boom. She's crazy, bro. She's crazy, bro. Like, once she's in demon form, man, those abilities are wild. Those abilities are wild, brother. So, yeah, a lot of people like the Shadow Hunter. Shadow Hunter is really, 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 really fun. Give me a quick second. I'm going to run upstairs and use the restroom. We will shift gears to the second stream of the day. We appreciate you guys being here for launch date gameplay of Lost Ark. Let me get a tweet ready as well. Lost Ark early access gameplay live. Put a little of that there. Okay. And then I just need... They're definitely making changes to YouTube. The little live overlay is different than it used to be. Play Lost Ark. Okay, we'll send that tweet. We'll come back over here. And we'll give it a retweet. All right, I will be right back, and we will shift gears to actual gameplay, because in 3 minutes the servers go live. I just realized something. I should boot up the real version of the game in 2 minutes because, yeah, with server issues, it's not the best time to take a break. How do I... That was quick. Yeah, I just realized... we should probably literally sit here and in 2 minutes try and boot up the game and get in so that I'm not like sitting in a queue for our gameplay stream. Actually, I have 2 minutes, so I'm going to close Steam. I'm going to run upstairs super fast. I'll be right back. Okay, it's noon. Let's try. Yeah, we're going to North American East server, Carta. Lost Ark is doing a download of some sort. Okay, retry. It said connection timed out. Is anybody else having that problem? Mine says starting to download, nothing's happening, and it just says connection timed out. Probably too many people hitting the servers, maybe? Are there that many founders? Mine too. Same thing here. Yeah, I can't even get mine to start. Happening to me too. Okay. I have to just keep trying. It's got to be the servers. Just too many people. It's a shame because I could play on the private environment, but that's not going to do anything for my actual progress. Isn't it on Steam? It's the top selling MMO on Steam, so probably a lot. Yeah. Some of them were cheap. Yep. I see it's free to play. How aggressive is the monetization? I don't know. A lot of people have defended the monetization, saying that like people have been kind of blowing it out of proportion. And it has been, apparently it's been somewhat westernized for the US. I left my Steam open and it automatically started unpacking. Yeah, I closed Steam and reopened it because usually that's what you have to do. And yeah. If you guys are having trouble getting into Lost Ark, we are experiencing the same trouble in Steam. People in chat are experiencing the trouble in Steam. We are, this is what I'm looking at. This is what I'm looking at. It just keeps saying downloading, and then it just times out. So you're in somewhat good company if this is happening to you. If you want to rewind the stream and watch this, I combed over all of the classes because I can get into the private testing environment. But there's no reason for me to boot that up and play in there because that won't be my real character. Did you install the HDD? No, yeah, this is the system with the SSD, so this has nothing to do with that. There are other people in chat having this problem. Can't even download the Founders Pack. I had this fully downloaded. So, like, this should just be the unpacking, and I don't know why it needs their internet to do it or connecting to their servers to do the unpacking. I don't know. You have enough disk space? Yeah, I had to uninstall a bunch of stuff last night. Yeah, I have 324 gig free on the drive it's trying to install on. Let me just restart Steam again. Asman has the same issue in front of 140,000 people. Yeah, it just won't even download. Starting download. That shouldn't even sit there that long. So as soon as it sits there that long, you know you're in trouble. It's usually pretty quick. Well, this is a gigantic bummer because the people that are trying to get in are founders, people that paid money for a free-to-play game. So hopefully it can resolve itself fairly quickly. It's only been 6 minutes. It's only been 6 minutes. We'll just keep trying. It's unpacking. Basically, they pushed out a decrypt key that will take a few, depending on your CPU. You should see process in your library. Yeah, that's not true. It needs to do something online first. So whatever it needs to download, it can't. Okay. This seems to be a Steam issue. I mean, I've never seen this before. We've played games at launch in Steam, and I've never seen this before. So this has to be potentially like unprecedented amount of downloads. Like, we knew this was going to be a pretty popular game, and clearly that is the case. Clearly that is the case. Why is it Reforged? I like the old name. You liked 4 letters that didn't really mean anything anymore. Lost Ark about to be like this, where server crashes due to massive player base. Yeah. Well, this is a Steam issue. This has nothing to do with Lost Ark servers, by the way. This right here has nothing to do with Lost Ark. This is the Steam server. So if you're just tuning in, we'll switch to another stream. This one's now over 3 hours, so what the frick difference does it make? I don't want the VOD of our gameplay early access to be me sitting here doing this. Steam is having an issue pushing out whatever needs to be pushed out. I don't necessarily know. Some people have been restarting Steam after the unpacking. Mine's not even unpacking. Man, mine's not even unpacking. It just says starting download and it just sits here. It's essentially waiting for the ownership key to be accessible. It needs to verify that you're eligible for early access, and then you should be able to unpack. Jiminy Christmas. About to get a refund on your Founders Pack? I could see if this persists for a long time, I could see people being pretty agitated. A lot of people did the Founders Pack literally because they wanted to be able to play today. Never seen this on Steam. Yeah. This is a it's it's a new one. This is a new one for me. It's the new one. If you're just tuning in, this morning we covered the Lost Ark release date info. We watched the director's trailer. I showcased all of the classes. If you want to rewind and watch, I can actually go into the private environment and mess around with stuff. If this persists, I'm tempted to just do that and just sacrifice 3 hours to show off the gameplay. That'll be 3 hours of a character I won't be able to do anything with, but we would at least be able to show off the game. Character creation, picking a class. Unfortunately, we wouldn't be able to play with anybody because it's a private environment. Yeah, Paul, they're doing... There's a reason that's so high, though. I don't know. 50 years from now, gamers will be surprised when they can't play a brand new MMO or online game from moment one. First time I've seen a situation like this. Yeah, we can't even download to whatever it is we need to download to unpack, like the authentication key to verify that I am a founder. So yeah, just waiting like everybody else. I'm assuming it'll get better with time, because eventually people, the more people get their keys, the lighter the server push will be on Steam to enable people to get theirs. Because we're hearing reports that, I mean, people in chat basically are in the same boat as me. They just keep hitting this button and then waiting, you know. To be fair, it's been like 10 minutes. It's a highly anticipated game. Yeah. It's one of the it's one of the most anticipated games this year. So Steam's probably like, holy frick. So yeah. I don't know how long I'll wait before it might be best just to go into the private environment, just to give you guys a couple hours of gameplay. I need to make progress on my character, obviously, but, you know, I could maybe do some of that off stream just to get through all the preliminary stuff. If you like talk shows, usually we are in this scene breaking down games and talking about news. We've covered Elden Ring, From Software Games, Horizon Forbidden West, Halo. Just yesterday we looked at the Ghostwire Tokyo gameplay. So if you enjoy a stream like this, be sure to hit subscribe, hit that like button. I know this isn't the greatest gameplay. Steam storefront is down right now. I've seen complaints of people not even being able to make a Halo Infinite purchase. Really? This could be actually crashing Steam then. If you have a controller, I think it's much easier for me. The game offers full controller support for sure. It does. But I think a lot of the attacks it requires you to do are particularly challenging on a controller. But you do whatever's best for you. I ended up switching off of controller to mouse and keyboard, but everybody's different, which is, it's completely understandable. I sent a help report, right? Boop, boop, boop. Long-time listener. I work night shifts and listen to your podcast on Amazon every night. Will you be under SNTR Presents or Reforge? We have dropped the SNTR moniker. The podcast will change as well. Everything's going to be under the new parent company of Reforge. So switch to that. All right, hang on a second. That's in settings, downloads. You're saying pick. Oh, that'd be right above US. Waits will probably be 30 minutes to an hour. Down detectors are showing the Steam to have a massive spike in problems. Really? Okay, we tried switching regions. We'll see if that has an impact. Probably won't, but Steam is having issues. I'm about to call it. And just go into the private environment just so we can show off gameplay, because this could last for a really, really long time, and we could be one of the few people actually playing. They don't, Cody, unfortunately, they don't do drops over here, which I find to be, you know, obviously particularly annoying, but that's the nature of things. Your Central America, it's the same. Really that much interest in the game to crash Steam? Did you see the down detector that Akuta Papa posted in the Discord, Eugene? Yeah. Like, highly anticipated game. Highly anticipated. To the point that people are not able to do stuff in Steam. Coincidence? I mean, it literally started as soon as noon hit. As soon as noon hit, it started. Lost Ark is extremely popular. I have a download and an update on a different game and it won't even download. Mostly coincidence? Coincidence with Steam having issues? No. No, the problems went up by about 1,000% as soon as noon hit. That can't be a coincidence. It's one of the most popular games on the planet. Yeah. Let me end the poll just in case we decide. Everybody's picking Warrior. I don't think it was solely the demand of the game. I'm sure there were other issues. Yeah, that happened exactly at noon, Abe. We should rename you Sherlock Holmes. You've really sleuthed out what the other problems are. Literally, as soon as noon Eastern hit, 1,000% spike in Steam outages. Yeah, I'm sure there were other reasons. He's cracked it, Watson. He's cracked it. I don't know how long we wait before we just boot up the PTR, because that would put us in a distinct advantage right now to literally just show character creation in the early game, which is what a lot of people are going to want to see. Yeah, I think I just need to call it and just switch to the PTR, and we need to just switch, and just do a fresh character over there. This could literally last for an hour or more. Steam does weekly server maintenance on Tuesdays between 1 and 3 p.m. Pacific time. Someone can tell you when it's up. Even if we boot up and it's just the first hour of the VOD is me creating a character and playing the early game, like that's worth showing off. You buy the game on Steam or Amazon. I was provided with a Platinum Founders Code. I was provided with early access to the testing environment, and I was given a premium code. To like a platinum founder. So yeah, only I can't download. Yeah, we're gonna call it again. Even if I stream it for an hour and I basically have to start over, that's still better than sitting here doing nothing. Hopefully they didn't take like the private server down. Okay, they didn't. Enter. And we will delete that character. Okay. Character deletion pending. Okay. Delete them. What do you mean? Reforge. Alright. There he goes. Okay. Okay. We'll do this. We'll do this. Okay. All right, I'm going to give you guys a link of where we're going. And redirect should also bring you with us. Hey, thanks for clicking on the video. This is going to be Lost Ark Early Access gameplay. Wanting to show the game off to you guys. People are having issues with Steam, but we are going to dive right in and play. I'm in a private environment just so we can show off gameplay to you so you can see what the early game looks like. And we are going to bring people over as well from our stream this morning. We looked at the director's trailer as well as all the various classes. So we appreciate you guys so much.